Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, August 7th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $, ORION or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Detroit Tigers versus the Seattle Mariners. Game 2 of 3 or 4. We'll have to take a look at the schedule with that. But what I can tell you, this is the biggest pitching matchup of the year for the Seattle Mariners. You got the number one pitcher in baseball, Skubal, for the Tigers. And we got a top 15 pitcher in our own in George Kirby. So let's get into the music, cue up everything else with the thumb, and I'll get into the starting lineups. And we're going to get going here in roughly 9 minutes. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday, good hump day. Let's go, baby. We got beat yesterday, so I know how hard it is going to be tonight. You know, I don't expect a whole lot against Skubal, especially if he's the best pitcher in baseball. I mean, besides Sale and Skeens. But maybe this will be one of those games that we, play up to the competition instead of playing down, and we can end up getting a dub. I hope. We'll find out. And on the thumb, on the left, it's the best pitcher in baseball, in my opinion, over Chris Sale. Hey, 12-4 record, an ERA of 2.57. He's a lefty. He's got it all. Tariq Skubal. And on the right, it's our guy, and it's probably our best pitcher right now. It's usually him or Logan Gilbert. Right now, George Kirby, 8-7 record, ERA at 3.04. Plays like a top 10 pitcher most of the time. Can't wait to see what we get here. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Detroit Tigers. Leading off for the Tigers in right field, Wenzel Perez. Batting second, DHing tonight for Detroit, Cole Keith. Batting third, playing left field for the Tigers, Matt Beerling. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, playing first base, Bly Madras. Batting fifth, playing third base this evening, Gio Urshela. Batting sixth, playing center field, an up-and-coming player, a stud, Parker Meadows. Really like what I see from Parker. Batting seventh, playing second base for Detroit, Zach McKinstry. Batting eighth, playing shortstop for the Tigers, Javier Baez. And batting ninth with the stash that most cannot compete with, catcher Jake Rogers. And on the mound for the Tigers, the best pitcher in baseball, 12-4 record, ERA of 2.57, the biggest pitching matchup for the Mariners all year. Yes, it is the All-Star, Tariq Skubal. And I hope that we can get 4, runs, 7 to 10 hits. But if we end up getting nothing, 1, 2, or 3, I don't think anyone is going to be that shocked. But maybe this will be one of those 4 games where he ended up getting beat, and we can add another loss in the column for him, and we can get George Kirby on the W column. But we'll find out. He's a stud. And now let's get into the starting lineup for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Victor Robles. Batting second, playing left field, Randy Arozarena. Swag. Batting third, DHing tonight for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. You're due for a homer today, Bubba. Maybe after Skubal goes out. Welcome back to the lineup in the cleanup position. We thought maybe you had a broken hand. X-rays were negative. First baseman, JT Justin Turner. Thank God your finger didn't break like J.P. Crawford. Batting fifth, playing second base, it's Polo Jorge Polanco. Batting sixth, playing third base, it's Demo Dylan Moore. Batting seventh, playing right field, it's Hanny Mitch Haniger. Batting eighth, catching tonight, Mitch Garver. And you've been struggling more than any player on this team, but for some weird reason, I think something good might happen today. Obviously getting plugged into the lineup over Luke Raleigh at the end of the game just because the pitcher was left-handed. That was stupid. You should have still went with Luke Raleigh. And I know, managers typically do that. Lefty pitcher, righty batter, righty pitcher, lefty batter. But if it's the only guy that hit a home run for us earlier in the game and we were probably going to lose anyways, you might as well take your chances. Even if it's a tougher matchup, Luke might have been able to do something, but it is what it is. But something tells me that since we're getting, Garv not DHing and he's catching and he's actually going to be involved with George Kirby, I think that might motivate him a little bit more today, and hopefully he'll go at least 1 for 4, and maybe it'll be an impact play like this, a home run. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Leo Rivas. I better see some bunt attempts out of Leo and company. If we bunt 2 to 4 times, that could be the difference between winning and losing this game. And normally we're only going to do 1 or 2 every 2 to 3 games, but we'll see what happens. And if Rivas attempts a couple bunts, don't be surprised. And on the mound, our best pitcher, not named Logan Gilbert. 8-7 record, ERA of 3.04. Even though Logan Gilbert was our all-star, I think George Kirby has slightly passed him on playing the best as of right now as our true number 1. Gilbert as a 2, but it's very close. It's like 1A and 1B. We are talking about our guy, George Kirby. And again, this is going to be the best pitching matchup for the Mariners. Number 1 versus number somewhere between 10 and 15. I think that's where a lot of people would have. And maybe some people would even have Kirby higher than the 10th best pitcher in baseball. But, definitely a very solid matchup. We're a little mismatched with Scoo, but we'll see what we can get out of Kirby. And if George pitches well, we're definitely going to have a chance. Let's go. Get adjusted here. All right. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety. I've gone through these things. Sometimes it's tough to be able to climb out of the darkness. But if you're going through it now or have in the past, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Hold yourself accountable. Exercise, eat healthier, spend time with pets and friends. You do those 3 basic things. You get back on track a lot quicker. You look good. You feel good. You play good. They tell you that in school when you get your new uniforms. Hey, the same thing goes with your mental health. You take care of it. You'll come out the other side a much better person. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Detroit Tigers. Tariq Skubal versus the Seattle Mariners and George Kirby, the pitching matchup of the year for the Seattle Mariners. Let's fucking go. And again, we should have won yesterday if we could have gotten those bats to come alive, but the Tigers played well, and we probably played down to their competition. We lost 4-2, but hopefully we can get better production out of Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena, and Justin Turner, because when those 3 guys play well, what do? We win. We score 4 runs or more, 7 to 10 hits, and as of late, when Robles, Arozarena, and Turner, when all 3 of these guys do well, sometimes we can actually get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs. So we'll see where it goes. Cal Raleigh, you owe me a home run tonight, so I'm hoping that will come somewhere between the 7th and 9th inning. And let's see what happens here with Mitch Garver. A lot of people can be negative. He's already getting negative comments on social media and in person. So we're going to try to be the best Mitch supporters we can based on how he's playing. We're going to keep it real. If he's playing good, we're going to acknowledge it. If he's playing bad, we're going to acknowledge it. Kind of a love-hate relationship like we have with Jorge Polanco. But at least on Polanco's side, he can't defend worth a shit, right? But at least he can hit once in a while an RBI, single, double, or home run. We're just waiting for Mitch Garver to do the same. Doesn't feel like it's ever going to happen, but as long as he can be a solid backup catcher, maybe that's all he's good for, his defense and playing catcher. We'll see where it goes, but hopefully Mitch Garver will surprise tonight. maybe today or tomorrow with an unexpected home run, single, double, triple, and maybe an RBI. At least if he doesn't go 0 for 4 tonight, that's what we're looking for. No 0 for 4, no 0 for 5. I'm rooting for you, Mitch. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Kirby, let's get it. Screwball, watch out. And if you haven't watched Tariq play, you're going to understand why he's the best pitcher in baseball right now. And again, most people, when you look at the baseball pundits and experts, they typically have Screwball at the top or Chris Sale. They're both lefties. No surprise there, right? The best two pitchers in baseball are lefties. And then you got the best righty by far is Skeens, the rookie. So, and George Kirby is going to be somewhere between 10 and 15 overall, just right there with Logan Gilbert as well. And Logan Gilbert was an all-star this year. So Logan is a top 8, 9, 10 pitcher this year. But I think George has pitched a little bit better as of late. So I'm going to put George as our number 1, Logan as our number 2 or 1A or 1B. And we're going to find out tonight. And we're doing a Bark at the Park night in Seattle. Oh, we're going to win today. Something crazy is going to happen. So anytime we do Bark at the Park, we win and we play well. And I know we're going against Screwball and he might shut us out for 6 innings. But if we can get on their bullpen after he goes out, or maybe we rough him up, you never know. I mean, the chances of us losing are very high. The chances of us winning, probably very low. But just the simple fact that we got Bark in the Park with the dogs there, I don't know what it is about the vibes when they bring the dogs there, but we win. And I think we're undefeated at Bark in the Park for the last couple years. So that is good. We need some extra incentive like Bark at the Park or like a bobblehead giveaway to get the fans kind of juiced up. And if you're not already juiced up for the matchup, I mean, it's the number 1 pitching matchup for the Mariners in 2024. The number 1 pitcher, Screwball, versus 10 to 15, George Kirby. And a lot of times George will play like a top 10 pitcher. And in honesty, I think Logan and George have a good chance to be Hall of Fame pitchers if they continue to stay with the Seattle Mariners for their career. Let's go. AM in the building. What's good? Matt in the building. What's good? DX in the building. What's good? Let's go. Dan with Ukraine in the building. What's good? Let's go. Lauren in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. And again, we're going to try to go for 20 likes in the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and 100 in the donos. Leading off, Detroit right fielder, Wencel Perez. Strike run right on the corner. I like that. Good start. Let's go, George. And it's going to be possibly low scoring. Could be end up, a 2-1, 3-2 kind of game. So hopefully we get something. Second pitch by George Kirby. Pitches outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And we got to make sure we're keeping a few individuals contained like Matt Bierling as well as Parker Meadows. That's who I'm keeping my eyes on. 1-1 pitch from Kirby. Right down the middle, past Perez. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Appreciate Sarah with the like and the share on the Twitter/X. Shout out to Sarah, Matt, and Lauren for that. That one fouled back. Count remains 1-2. Let's go, baby. All right, we're at 11 likes, 9 more to get to 20. Half of y'all have done it. Appreciate that. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low on the corner at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, I mean, if I had my choice out of the best pitchers, I definitely would go Scoo for lefty and Skeens for righty. No disrespect to Chris Sale. He's been amazing this year as well. But just, based off 0-2 counts, being number 1 in baseball, Scoo, he just got a little different edge about him. And again, it's kind of crazy to see the 2 best pitchers in baseball be lefties based off statistics and a lot of analytics, even though I would probably go Skeens over Sale personally. Scoo 1, Skeens 2, Sale 3. Top of the first, 0-0 Tigers and Mariners. George Kirby on the mound. Wencel Perez in the box with a 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch. Back. Gone! Are you fucking kidding me? Unbelievable. Wencel Perez goes for a solo dinger in the first inning. You got to be shitting me. Unbelievable. Did not expect that out of George Kirby this early in the game. Maybe later on in like the second, third, or fourth inning, but not right there in the first fucking batter. Golly, that's not good. Next up, DHing for the Tigers, Colt Keith. And we got to make sure Kirby gives up 3 runs or less. Otherwise, it's probably going to be over. Unless we can get to 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits on Scoo and the bullpen, but it might be low scoring today. Damn it, that's not good. I mean, I can, if that's Matt Vierling, I'm okay with that. Even if it's not like Parker Meadows, I might be okay with that. But really, Wencel Perez, come on, man. You can't let a role player lead off that normally doesn't lead off get a home run on George Kirby like that. That's tough. Pitch is low at the knees, 2 balls and no strikes. But we got to put that bad home run behind us. Obviously, a nice play for Perez for the Tiger fans, and hopefully we can move forward from that and George doesn't get flustered and hang on to that bad pitch. 2-0. Pitch is high out of the zone. Did he go around? Yes, he did. 2 balls and 1 strike to Colt Keith, who's DHing tonight. Oh, nice. Two-one pitch. Chopper right up the middle. Flip there, Turner. And obviously having Turner at first base is much better than having Luke Raleigh. You know, I feel Luke Raleigh, it's still kind of new to him. He plays multiple positions. He can play left field, center field, right field, and he can play some of the infield positions. But having Justin Turner play first base every day as much as possible, unless he's tired or hurt, that's where we need to go if we want to be able to win. Next up, left fielder Matt Vierling. Got to watch out for him. He's kind of the glue of this team since they have injuries to a few of their other studs that will be coming back. Obviously, some in the near future, like Riley Green, and obviously an individual that's not coming back anytime soon, Gary Carpenter, on the 60-day IL. Let's go, Mariners. It's going to be tough enough against Scooball. You don't want to give up too much. Pitches outside, but I'll tell you what, since we ended up losing yesterday 4-2, I feel the focus is going to be like we're playing a top team. We're going to get the top picture in Scooball, but I feel the mindset is going to be a little bit different, like when we were going against the Red Sox and the Phillies. We're going to treat this matchup tonight like that. And maybe if we would have done that yesterday, we would have won. But the bats were a little cold, and you got to give the Tigers credit. Top of the first, 1-0, Tigers. 1 out, 1-2 count from Kirby to Matt Vierling. 1-2 pitch from Kirby. That one crushed, fading foul. Thank God. Let's go, baby. We got to get shit in the gear if we want to get to 90 wins and win, the AL West or at least make the wild card. But things got to start picking up. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and outside at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes. See where we're at on the likes right now. We're at 15. 5 more to hit the goal. Shout out to all the people that have done it already. 5 more to hit 20 to hit the first goal in the hour. And then we want to go 30 to 50. 2-2 pitch. To Vierling, crushes that one. Same spot. Going fading foul. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday. Two-two pitch. Chopper right up the middle. 360 by Rivas, couldn't control it. He had no throw at first. And if he would have thrown to first, maybe that would have been wild and he would have got a double there. So good decision by Leo, not to be able to do that. We got a Gio in the lineup for the Tigers and a Leo here for Seattle. And normally both players are not typically playing, so we'll see which Leo-Gio combo will do better. But at least he got it in the mid, but just couldn't make the play off the 360. JP Crawford, please come back. You might have been able to make that play. You probably would have made that play. Fly Madris up next. Go, baby. We need you, George. Top of the first, 1-0 Tigers. Runner at first, 1 out. 0-1 pitch from Kirby to Madris. 342 average, 1 homer here in 2024. 4 multi-hit games this season out of the 12 that he's played that's been recently called up. Fly Madris. Those, what do you think about those City Connects, MSU Tiger fan? What are your favorite combination of the Tigers uniforms? Big swing and a miss. Baited him low with that pitch. That was way out of the zone. There we go. George Kirby with a K. We'll take that. But do you like the City Connects, or are they just so different than what your real color scheme is, you kind of consider those ugly? Or do you like those? I mean, anyone can go with the typical grays, or you can end up going with the whites, and that has the most history, the gray and the white. But what are you thinking about? What do Tiger fans think about the City Connects? I know Mariner fans, we love ours. Again, it just pops when you see it, And it also reminds us of the Ken Griffey Jr. era with the helmet with the M. It gives you those 80s, 90s kind of vibes. So, top of the first, 1-0 Tigers. Next up is Gio Urshela. Big swing and a miss behind in the count, 0-2. Played for Cleveland, Toronto, New York, Minnesota, Los Angeles, now Detroit. Yeah, the blue and orange. I mean, you don't want to be like the Mets per se, but I like them a lot. Like I said, I thought that the Motor City thing is cool. The color combo is cool, and I get it. It's not necessarily like the little orange and gray and the blue and the white. It doesn't really reflect, exactly what your normal uniforms are, but that's what makes it cool. It's a special design that you're only going to wear once in a while, but if you make it right, it could end up being a fan favorite, especially if you have good colors. So, and I kind of like those colors for you guys. Obviously it's not, more like, when you think about Detroit, this is more Detroit Lions colors that's sprinkled into a Tiger jersey, right? And the Lions colors are fucking nice, and I like it. Obviously, we know the Detroit Pistons, same thing. Red Wings is more red and white, but with the Pistons and the Lions, you're getting a little bit of that blue. You're getting a little bit of that black, and it looks good. Swag. I like the stripe down the pants too, giving it that little flair instead of just having the pants be all black. Top of the first, 1-0 Tigers. 4-2 loss for the Mariners yesterday. Tigers played very well. Parker Meadows, I see you. I always like being able to evaluate everyone on the opposite team, regardless if it's a heated rival like the Astros or, just an occasional team we play like Detroit. But we definitely didn't bring the bats, and I'm glad Justin Turner's hand is not broken. 2-2 pitch to Urshela from Kirby. Already 27 pitches in. Throw to first. Safe. Got to get out of this inning. And I did not expect Wencel Perez to take Kirby yard in the first inning. Maybe later in the game in like the third or fourth, but not the first batter. But that's how baseball goes sometimes. You pitch it in the zone, you'll pay. 2-2 pitch. Got him. Get him. Rivas. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's go to the bottom of the first, but the damage is done. Wencel Perez with a solo dinger in the top of the first. Let's go to the bottom and see what we can do here for Seattle. get this rebooted and retooted. Give me one sec, guys. Gotta get rebooted. I knew something was going a little crazy there. All right, I got to edit on the fly. You guys are seeing behind the scenes shit here now. I gotta link it, man. I'm a perfectionist. All right, Scoo. I see you. All right, hold on one sec here. I got discombobulated because my shit started to freeze, and I had to do a little reboot. All right, Victor Robles here in the box, which is high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Layers on layers, my guys. Let's go. Robles pops up, and that one is fading foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And obviously, on the mound is the best pitcher in baseball, in my opinion, over Chris Sale. And then Skeens was right up there as well. Scoo. Robles pops up. And that one stays in play. 1 away. But this is the pitching matchup of the year for the Mariners. You know, 2 solid guys in Scoo and George Kirby. 12-4 record, ERA at 2.57, and he's got the most 0-2 counts out of any pitcher. So he can get to 0-2, no balls and 2 strikes, better than any other pitcher. And I think he's done it like 90 plus times. And then second place, there's a huge drop off. You know, like maybe like 70 something, and then it goes all the way down to like 30 or 40. Like I saw the graphic like yesterday, and it's mind blowing. You know, Sale is great, Skeens is great, and there's a lot of other guys. But to me, you know, as far as this year is concerned, I think Scoo is, to me, the best this season. So again, well, and you know, Sale's a lefty as well. They're both great. But if I had to rank them, I'd go Scoo 1, Skeens 2, the rookie out of the Pirates with Livy Dunn, and then I would go Sale 3. 1-1 pitch, right down the middle to Randy Arozarena for a strike. Go, Randy. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Let's go. Pitch on the corner. In the zone. Doesn't get the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. PJ in the building. What's good? Elliot in the building. What's good? Big swing and a miss. And there goes Randy Arozarena. Okay, Randy. It's Scoo. Next up, DHing for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And hopefully we can keep this within 3 runs after Scoo goes out. And if Scooball goes like 7 innings, you know, this one might be done. But if we can get him 6 or, you know, preferably get him out by the 5th, I think that would be the best case scenario, because I don't think he's going to be knocked out anytime earlier than that. I mean, there's a lot of pitchers that can have like a 1-10 record, an ERA of 10, and those guys can still get 10 Ks on us. So I'm going to be very interested here to see what Scooball will do. I mean, hopefully he doesn't get like 13 Ks, because if that happens, we're going to end up losing this game big. So we'll see what we can do, and hopefully a few guys can rough him up. I don't expect everyone. Big swing and a miss, but we might not get anybody to touch him. Might be very, very slim pickings until he goes out. Let's go, Cal. Popped up. Shallow right field. 2 Tigers converging in, and 1 gets called off, and there it is. Good start for Scoo. 1-0 Tigers. And shout out to Elliot with the like and share on the post. Elliot, Sarah, Matt, and Lauren, thank you so much. Appreciate you. See where we're at on the likes. Did we hit 20 yet? Hopefully we're there. Where are we at? We're at 17, and we got 30 plus in the room. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. It takes 1 second. It helps with the algorithm and the metrics, and it'll help us get more recommendations from people that are surfing the web to watch baseball, Mariners, Tigers, or just the MLB. 2 more to get to 20. Let's go. End of the first inning, 1-0 Detroit. Next up for the Tigers, center fielder, I think my favorite player that's young and up and coming on this team, Parker Meadows. I like what I saw from him yesterday against Seattle, and it seems like he's going to have a bright future. Batting 7th, playing second base this afternoon, Zach McKinstry. And one of the other guys that, typically will be in the lineup with Bierling. We'll see what McKinstry can do. And batting 3rd in the 8-hole in this inning, shortstop, Javier Baez. Top 5 in strikeouts, I believe, since like 2017, 2018 out of any player. But that doesn't mean that he can't get a 1-for-4 or 2-for-4 day. He did kind of beat us up yesterday. So we'll see what Baez can do. And maybe Kirby can strike him out a couple times. We'll wait and see. Let's go, baby. Yeah, not everyone is going to like them. Again, if you have a lot of rich history, the Alan Trammell days, and, you're going with the certain players that you remember, whether it's from the 70s, the 80s, or 90s. A lot of people are old school, and they don't really like a lot of the, flash and the bang, with some of the jersey concepts and the colors, and I get that. Like I said, I'm kind of an old school guy, and I like stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Compared to a lot of the stuff that's out now, but sometimes, if it's just going to be like a one-off jersey or something that's just worn once in a while, it's not like the primary. Sometimes it's kind of cool to have something as an alternate, at least if it's designed well and it's got good colors, but again, it's not going to suit everybody. Top of the second, 1-0 Detroit. Pitch is outside. And he's safe. Meadows with the stolen bag. And again, I like the potential for him. And you got to think, Spencer Torkelson ended up getting sent down to AAA. So you haven't really been able to see his full development yet. And obviously with a few of the injuries that they have right now with Riley Green leading the team in hits, RBIs, and home runs, he'll be back on a 10-day DL approximately around August 13th. As well as Kerry Carpenter. And if they had both of those guys in the lineup, they probably would be floating around 500 right now. I mean, they're not that far back as we speak now, but when you're missing 2 out of the 3 or 4 main pieces, they've definitely been doing a pretty good job trying to stay afloat with all things considered. A lot of people don't know a lot of the names on the Tiger lineup, so but they'll know and they'll learn as the year goes on, or if you play them. They in the building. What's good? Yeah. BX getting us started. Elliot in the building. What's good, my guy? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Damn, that's not good. I know that's your favorite player. Top of the second, 1-0 Detroit. 3-1 pitch. That one chopped behind the plate, foul for Zach McKinstry. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you're doing okay from the storm. Not having power for a while, that's no bueno. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. $5 holla, 95 to go. Thanks for getting it started, DX. I appreciate you. Let me know what you want for photos, and I got you. and we'll get hopefully a few other people to show some love. Bills need to be paid, and anything that anybody does will be greatly appreciated, whether it's $1 or whatever. A like, a share, a comment, anything to help out on the Twitter/X. Smashing the like button so that way we can get to 30 to 50. Every little bit counts. So I appreciate that. And we've been getting a spike in female viewership. We've been getting a spike in viewership across the globe with a lot of countries, tuning in to the NWSF, even some that I was kind of shocked. Like I always expect people from Japan to watch me, and Canada, and a few other locations, but Dominican Republic and India and a lot of other places, Venezuela. We're getting more and more, obviously, on the baseball side, which is very cool. If we could get more of those people, if they speak English and want to chat in the chat, that would be cool for them to introduce themselves. And I think a lot of them that feel comfortable with English, they do. Just like our boy with the Brazilian Beast. We're going to get them from all over the world. But shout out to everyone watching across the globe. Love you, appreciate you. And hopefully this ends up being a quality matchup, which I feel it will be. Top of the second, 1-0, Detroit. Runners at first and second with no outs. Javi Baez in the box. 1-1 pitch from Kirby. Right down the middle for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zay showing some love. Appreciate you, man. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $15. Well, now we're at 20. Thank you so much. And again, it all goes towards just being able to continue the dream, paying the internet bill, buying a big old dog food for my, Paisley pup once a month that usually, runs about $80 to $83. It's not really trying to, get rich. I'm just trying to be able to live, and continue to do my dreams. So thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. It definitely helps. Every dollar adds up. Even when people think, well, if I donate $1, does it really matter? Yeah, it does. Even if there's going to be a percentage taken away, any type of support that we can get is greatly needed. And again, if the Mariners end up overachieving and we end up, going very far this year, same thing with the Oregon Ducks. I know this channel will definitely take a little bit of spike, not only in the viewership, but in the sub count. If we ever get to a point where the Mariners are champions and they win the pennant and the Ducks win the Natty, big things are going to be coming to this particular channel, since those are the two main things that I cover, even though I cover a little bit of everything. The Kraken, WWE, a little bit of NBA, a little bit of NASCAR, obviously NFL, all the teams, reaction videos, call and NFL popped up. There we go. Good defense there. Appreciate Zay and DX. Let me know what you guys are looking for photos, and I got you. Appreciate you. Next up, right fielder with a solo dinger in the first inning, Wencel Perez. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Everything matters, even the little stuff. It really does. Let them know. All right, Kirby, we can't give up another home run. No 2 home runs to one individual. Can't afford that. We can't afford to get down 4-0 with Skubal on the mound. Pitches outside. 1 ball and no strikes. All right, I got you. You have enough food to eat and everything? Like, even though the power went out, candles and flashlights, and you had enough food saved up, or you were able to go somewhere to get food that had, obviously if the power's down, I don't know how many areas in your block or your neighborhood were down, but usually when storms are big like that, sometimes the whole town is down, at least temporarily, until they get some of the, areas fixed up. But hopefully it wasn't too miserable for you, and hopefully you were able to, figure some things out, like being able to charge your phone somehow, some way with like a generator or something like that, and other things you were able to use. All right, I got you. From the F1. Top of the second, 1-0 Tigers, 2 outs, runners at first and second, 2-1 pitch from Kirby to Perez. That one chopped and fouled towards first base. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch from Kirby to Perez. Smoke him. There we go. Strike 3. Got him, baby. We needed that. Nice job, George. Get these Emmanuel Classes up for you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Look at that. The graphic, 97.02 counts, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Second place is at 71. And then there's obviously a drop off after a couple of those players in the 60 range. So definitely not easy to be able to get ahead of the count on Scoo. And that's why I think that he's the best pitcher in baseball. Now, if Sale or Skeens were right up there as well, obviously you have a little bit of an argument. But when you can get to a batter 0-2, like 30 more times, than anybody else in baseball, and you're at the top, that gives me the advantage over Sale and guys like Skeens as a rookie, even though those guys are amazing as well. But those type of stats are what elevate a pitcher to me, from being, considered number one or number two, or that's the number one guy. But again, if you say Chris Sale is the number one guy, you don't, it's not going to really be that much of an argument. He's been great too. I appreciate you. And there goes Justin Turner. Hopefully he'll be able to get on base at some point. And got jammed in there inside. Okay, JT, we still love you. And again, we're just happy that the x-ray came up negative and your hand isn't broken. Next up, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Generator, nice. Yeah, I hear you. Especially when you could use that for food instead, or other stuff, right? Other things to keep you, keep you mentally sane, in that type of situation. So, I hear you. One-two pitch for Polo. Shallow center. 2 away. Okay, Polo, we need you. JT, we need you. Next up, third baseman, Dylan Moore. Got to make sure we're getting very, very good opportunities against Scooball, because we're probably not going to have too many opportunities to rough him up. Randy's been good, Elliot. Like I said, he hit into a couple double plays yesterday. The second one, he broke his bat, so it wasn't really his fault. But overall, his vibes have been fantastic. And again, sometimes we're going to be able to hit, and other times, we're going to get roughed up a little bit. But the overall vibe since we've gotten Victor Robles, obviously, to do what he has done, and then obviously at the trade deadline with Randy Arozarena and Justin Turner, it's been great. It's almost like a match made in heaven. And I'm trying to think of all the players that got traded at the deadline. Those would be the two that I think that I would want on Seattle, based off personality and good aura and vibe and being a good teammate here in Seattle. So let's see if we can go through these here real quick, and then we'll get some F1 photos for our boy, DX. Appreciate you. See if I can get one more for you. Some of them come out, there's some of them are too blurry for me, for my standard. Like that one, this one too, too blurry, man. But sometimes, you got to wait till they format to see what they look like. But like this one's good. This one's good. And I like this one right here. That might be the best one. But again, you try to get them as close to HD 4K kind of quality. And some of them are kind of odd size. Some don't format. But at least there's a few that look like halfway decent. But he doesn't have too many that you can really go through. I got one more for you. And then we'll go into DX's photos. I got a split screen one here that's better quality. Make up for some of the blurry ones. We got to have crispy photos, not blurry ones, right? There we go. Appreciate you, bro. I'm glad you got your power back too. Exactly. Just like, with friends and, when you're at work, sometimes the job sucks. And the only reason that you haven't quit is because of friends, or you have a couple people that give off those good vibes. So maybe the pay stinks and you don't like the managers and, there's a bunch of bullshit, going on. But sometimes, you have someone that brings those good vibes to work, or on your team. If you're on a team and you're like, wow, this makes everything better when certain situations suck ass, and definitely, I'm really happy with Justin Turner and Randy Arozarena. And Robles has been playing great, too, as like a top 10 player since we got him. So, pretty cool. Colt Keith, little dribbler up front. Kirby, throw to first. One away. Fernando Alonso photos. Vierling up next in the top of the third, 1-0 Tigers. If you are just tuning in, Wencel Perez, the first batter for George Kirby, ended up going for a solo home run, and that's where we're at. Screwball has been screwball, so Tariq isn't really giving up a whole lot, and it looks like we're not going to get anything, or we'll get like one run the most is probably all we're going to get out of Scoo. And then we have to hope that we can get 1 to 3 runs after in the 7th inning and beyond. And it might take, 3 runs to win this game or 4, but it's going to be pretty slim pickings until then. At least it looks like that so far. Aston Martin. Oh, really? Interesting. You see, you teach me something new every day. One-two pitch from Kirby to Vierling. Chopper right up the middle. Where's the defense? Right in between Rivas and Jorge Polanco. And obviously that is a weak spot, for our defense. We got to have better shortstop, JP Crawford injured, and a better second baseman. But the nice thing is JP Crawford, once he's back, we'll get that piece shored up. But at some point, we need someone better than Polanco, like either Colt Emerson or Cole Young to play that spot. And if we can get that, that's really going to get the Mariner fans super excited, to get a young and upcoming top prospect that's in the top 50 to take over someone like Polo there, where we can get offense and defense. Instead of like a love-hate relationship with Polo, where he can't play D, but sometimes the offense will, flash once in a while. Next up for the Tigers, first baseman Bly Madras. Yeah, I'm keeping up on the injury report. That's why I, want to make sure we're bringing that up, obviously, for Carpenter, as well as your other stud, Riley Green. I mean, not having your number one guy on the team play hurts, right? Number one in hits, number one in home runs, batting average and whatnot. So it's like, leading the most of the statistical offensive categories. And when you don't have a player like that, you feel it, just like with us with Julio. Even though Julio's not batting 300 or 350, we know what he can do defensively, on the bag, stealing bases. And yeah, it's been a rough year, but before the injury, he was starting to kind of figure it out, where he was starting to get a little bit hotter than he was in April and May. I think that's a fair statement, that it looked like it was getting slightly better in June and July. And unfortunate that he had that injury. All the way back to the wall. And what is he doing? Bobbled the ball in the outfield. Jesus Christ. Bierling slides home, 2-0 Tigers. What the hell is Mitch Haniger doing out there in right field? Jesus. Acting like he's 50 years old out there, dropping that baseball, and that ended up bringing in that run. Fuck, man. 2-0 Tigers. It's crazy. We might only win one game out of three. Is it a 3-game series or a 4-game series? I know we got the Mets coming up as well. All right, we hit 20 likes. We're at 23. 7 more to get to 30. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. 7 more to 30. Let's get there, baby. All right, we might only win 1 game or 2 games. I got to see. Okay, we play today. We play tomorrow, same time. And then on Friday, we go to the Mets. Yeah, we got the Mets. So it's only a 3-game series. So we might only win 1 game, possibly. So we'll wait and see. Yeah, half of our fan base is under 40, and the other half is over 40. So the youngest that typically watch, a couple maybe 10 to 13, but like around 17, 18 primarily, for the youngs. And then again, it goes all the way up to about 90 years old here. So, but we got a lot of people that are 40 and up. It's a nice blend from across the globe and here in the U.S. Top of the third, 2-0 Tigers. Runner at second with 1 out. 0-2 pitch from Kirby to Urshela. That one chop foul behind in the count, 0-2. O2 pitch from Kirby to Urshela. Popped up and flied out to center. 2 away. Robles is there. All right, next up, center fielder, maybe my favorite up-and-coming player on this Tiger team, Parker Meadows. Already 1 for 1, did some damage yesterday. Seems like he plays with some aura and swagger. Like some of the individuals that are out on the roster right now, like Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter. Obviously, you have to keep an eye out for Matt Bierling. But I really like this Parker Meadows kid. It seems like he's really starting to embrace his role. And it seems like every time I watch him out there, he does something positive, offensively or defensively. So, and he's a lefty. Anytime you get a lefty that, can play baseball, it's a little bit sexier, with the left-handed swings and left-handed shots like in the NBA and whatnot with like Chris Mullin, or left-handed throws with like Steve Young. I don't know what it is about lefties, man, but when they're good, they're really good. Pitch low into the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike to Parker Meadows. A single and a stolen bag, already making a difference in this game. Hopefully no home runs are in his foreseeable future here. Otherwise, the game might be over for us. 1-1 pitch from Kirby to Meadows. jams the hitter. That one goes foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, I'm 42, but I know I don't look it. Most people think I'm a little bit younger than that, either 30s. Some people get real generous and try to say late 20s, which is, I'm not sure if that's true, but, 30 maybe, something. That one chop foul, but I'll take it. Top of the third, 2-0 Tigers. Runner at second with 2 outs. Kirby already at 65 pitches and a 1-2 count to Parker Meadows. Now, his season average with runners in scoring position is only 188, but I feel like when you look at a lot of these guys in the lineup, who do you feel the most confident in after Matt Bierling? Probably this guy right here, maybe even ahead of Matt Bierling. Like, you feel like those are the guys that, you would expect to get on base. Just like with Seattle and some of our guys, we expect them, to get something good to happen. And I like the way that Parker Meadows plays. Yeah, and hopefully you can get Spencer Torkelson to come up from AAA, and that'll be another piece that at the moment is a little bit of a disappointment. But if he can find himself and find his rhythm and just get this confidence back, we'll see him hopefully on the Tigers at some point. Big swing and a miss on Parker Meadows. Not something you'll see that often. And let's see what we have here next in the bottom of the third. Come on, Mariners. Bring that money, baby. We got to play like money. And we're not playing very good so far. But again, Kirby's trying to do her best. Let's see what we got up here. And someone has got to stop the bleeding. And we got to get going. But we might have to wait for Scoo to go out. Obviously, best pitcher in baseball. Didn't really expect us to get 5 to 10 runs today. But you might need 4 to win. And that might be the magic number. Next up for the Mariners, Mitch Haniga in the 7 hole there in right field, and ended up bobbling that baseball to bring in that run. So maybe an unexpected home run, single, double, RBI opportunity. Make up for that mistake, maybe. Batting second, catcher Mitch Garver. And batting third, shortstop Leo Rivas. And we may see Rivas attempt a bunt or 2 in this particular game. And hopefully we get a couple of those guys to do it. That might be the saving grace. If I can get a couple photos here for DX. Fernando Alonso there in the F1. Appreciate you. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Detroit. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. I got one more. I appreciate you, DX, with the support. Let's go. Big swing and a miss behind in the count 0-2 for Mitch Haniger. Come on, Mitch. Yeah, I like Colt as a lefty too. Like sometimes you got to wait for some of these guys, and we got quite a few in our farm system that are waiting to come up, and very excited to be able to see the progression of some of these guys. But besides the guys that we already have in the farm, Durangelo, the switch, throwing pitcher, that might be the guy that I'm looking forward to the most. A guy that ended up, throwing from the left side and the right side, the only player in college going into the pros this season. And you're not really going to see too many of those ever, like once every, maybe 10 to 20 years, maybe you'll see like one, and whatnot. But, we'll see if he ends up developing into one of our top 5 guys in the rotation. And that'll put more pressure on guys like Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo, and Brian Wu. But I'm very excited to see his development. And we went heavy with the pitchers since we already had a lot of catchers and infielders and outfielders. So we'll see where it goes. Bottom of the third, 2-0, Detroit. Next up is Mitch Garver, probably the player that has struggled the most here for the Mariners. Has been getting verbally assaulted on social media as well as in person, which is no good. But hopefully, he can turn his career around here. At least this season has been very rough, the roughest season he's ever had. And obviously going from the Texas Rangers and winning the World Series to come to here and to be struggling the way that he has been, it's, the fans are going to be honest. They're not going to just be able to cheer you when you're doing shitty. At some point, you got to turn it around. And he hasn't been good in any month since the season started. April, May, June, July. I mean, he's had maybe a week or two where he's been okay, and he strikes out there. But at this point, a lot of it is mental. You can tell his confidence is gone. And again, if you're not mentally confident, if you already feel like you're going to strike out, then you're done. You probably are. Instead of actually being optimistic and thinking, hey, I might be able to go 2 for 4. I don't need to go 4 for 4. But if you're already thinking, shit, I'm going to go 0 for 4 today, you probably will. And I don't know if you'll ever get his confidence back. Next up, shortstop Leo Rivas. But again, not every pick that you end up ends up being a piece that stays around. Sometimes you end up making mistakes, and it looks like Mitch Garver and Jorge Polanco were mistakes. But at least we ended up getting some additional talent with Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena, and Justin Turner to make up for it. So 0-2 pitch from Scubal de Rivas. Right up the middle, line drive. 3 up and 3 down. Easy inning for Scoo. Let's go to the top of the fourth, 2-0 Tigers. Come on, Mariners. I'm super excited that NASCAR Cup is going to be back this weekend. I don't like having a 2-week break. I always like to have something exciting to watch on Sunday, either NFL, and then when the NFL is over, NASCAR. I need it. And it's been very tough, not to have NASCAR. At least I have the Mariners and whatnot, but sometimes, you got a certain thing that you have in your routine, and when your routine gets fucked, it definitely throws you off a little bit. But hope you enjoyed those. Those are pretty cool. I think I'm going to keep those for your file. I got you. I'm going to throw all those into your file there. DX's favorites. Your file's getting bigger. More photos to choose from. Let's go to the top of the fourth, 2-0 Tigers. We got to keep it within 3 runs. If it gets any more than that, we're fucked. So, we're probably already fucked because obviously Scoo is pitching and, the way that the Tigers played us yesterday. But again, you would think at some point in this game, there's got to be at least 1/2 inning that we do well, but hopefully more than that. But at the very least, so maybe the 7th, 8th, and 9th will play better or once Scoo goes out. But I hope something good happens at some point. All right, next up for the Tigers, second baseman, 0 for 0 with a base on ball, Zach McKinstry. Batting second, shortstop, Javier Baez. And batting third, catcher, Jake Rogers. All right, Tariq, I see you. Yeah, some guys need a change of scenery, and it'll just be a good thing for them, just a new vibe, a new city, somewhere different with a different role, but, that's, I like being able to draft players and see how they develop or get them in the farm. I usually don't like picking up guys or trading for guys a lot of times, at least this year it worked out with Randy Arozarena and Justin Turner, but, when you sign guys in the off season, I don't really like that much. It just seems like a lot of times when you do that, the player that they were on their previous old team, it stays there. And when they go to their new team, it usually ends up being worse, unless it's someone amazing like Shohei Ohtani, where it doesn't matter where he goes, he's going to play like one of the best players in the world. So regardless of what team he's on, Angels or Dodgers or anywhere else. So Seahawks are looking pretty good. Again, the Niners are, projected to win the division. Rams don't have Aaron Donald, but it'll still be a 3-team race. Obviously, we know Sean McVay is a brilliant head coach, great play caller. Cardinals will be in last place, but at least Kyler and Marvin Harrison Jr. will be able to throw, and that might be somewhat interesting. But I would assume the Seahawks, if they don't have any major injuries, and they just picked up Connor Williams off the Dolphins, another good offensive lineman, that they should be able to win somewhere between 9 and 11 games. And at the very most, if everything goes well and they overachieve a lot, then maybe 12. But I would say probably 9 to 11 is the wheelhouse. And if they have a bad season with a bunch of injuries, then at the very worst, maybe 8 and 9. But I would assume that there's a good chance the Hawks could win the division and overachieve, get second place, get the wild card most likely, or barely miss it with the Rams. And the Rams, get 10 wins and the Hawks get like 9 if they have a bunch of injuries. But, if everyone's healthy, you never know how it could play out. But we'll see. But the Kraken look better. The Mariners look better. The Seahawks look better. And it sounds like the Sonics are going to be coming back in the near future for the NBA, even though I don't really like the NBA anymore. But at least that would be cool for Seattle fans and Pacific Northwest fans and Oregon and Washington. 2-2 pitch. Throw to first. Got him. 2 away. There goes McKinstry, Baez. Next up, Jake Rogers. 0 for 1. Let's see what he can do with that stash, baby. But with Torkelson, that's a guy that you guys, drafted. So, it's one thing to be able to get a guy like Garver from another team, but if it's one of your guys, you don't really want to give up on those guys. You want to have them develop in, AAA, and then hopefully at some point bring him back up and he can be an influential piece of the team. And if he can't be the best player that you drafted him to be, at least be a solid role player and be one of the top 4 players on the team. And if that ends up being the case, then you can at least get something out of him. Otherwise, if he ends up being like the 8th best player out of 9, then you might have to look, at the farm system or trading him away if he just never gets any better. But it's not like he, doesn't have it just seemed like kind of an off year, but a lot of guys had off years. Julio had an off year this year as well, but anytime you can end up getting like, 20, 30 home runs and 20, 30 stolen bags, and you feel like you're doing something, and then all of a sudden, you're a good chunk in the season and you're barely at 10 home runs or under 10, it definitely is a little alarming. Big swing and a miss to Jake Rogers from Kirby. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 4th, 2-0, Tigers. Uh-oh. Rogers taking that one deep. Back. Gone. 3-0 Tigers. And, if you're going to have your number 9 hole guy hit a home run and the guy never hits home runs and you got Skoo on the mound, chances are, I don't want to say the game is over, but not looking too good, obviously, for Mariner fans and for Tiger fans. It's exactly what you want to see. Someone that you don't expect to really do anything, and you're getting production out of the 9 hole and the 1 hole. And Wenzel normally doesn't play in the 1, and both of those guys have homered, and that's exactly what you want for Skoo to get that extra run support. Wow, was not expecting that. Captain Oreo in the building, what's good? But hopefully we can win tomorrow if we can't come back today. But again, once Skoo goes out, maybe we'll be able to rough up whoever comes up, in the bullpen. We have problems in our bullpen, so we'll see if we give up any more. But we can't get down by any more than this. This has got to be the score, by the time that Skoo goes out in the 6th or the 7th. And hopefully by that time, we have at least 1 run. So, that way we're like only down by 2, and we can kind of keep it somewhat close. But it is what it is. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And also you got to realize, Cal Raleigh isn't catching. It's Mitch Garver. So obviously if you don't have your number 1 catcher, helping out, and, going through the different pitches together and vibe and aura, it's like you're not really going to be getting a whole lot of aura and confidence out of Mitch Garver, there in catcher. So, and you're not going to probably throw out too many guys from the knees to second like Cal does, so again, this is, you got to give the Tigers credit, but again, it'd be much better having Cal behind the plate than Garv. But at this point, it may not even matter. Scoob, best pitcher, they're getting home runs out of their guys that were unexpected. And that's what happens. Even if you end up being one of the best pitchers, and one of the top 3 pitching staffs, right? Sometimes if you don't place that heater with the right location, the other teams will make you pay. And that's what the Tigers have done. Kirby is more like a Greg Maddux. He's not a guy that's going to be throwing 95 to 100 all the time. He's more of a location guy. But the difference is Maddox's location was much better than Kirby. Maddox was pinpoint, like on a dime every single time, even if it was only 85 miles an hour, but you wouldn't get it. And that was inside. Big swing and a miss. Frustration blowing over for Kirby there. And now we're down 3-0. But we need to make sure that we can at least produce some hits and runs, right? In the past, before we had Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena, and Justin Turner, this would feel like 6-0, and the game is over. But at this point, it still feels like 3, but someone needs to go yard, or someone needs to start a rally where we got 3 guys in a row that either get walked, hit by a pitch, or a single to at least get our RBI situation in gear, okay? So hopefully we can get that here in this inning, but we need a spark. And again, normally our spark is this guy right out of the gates in the first inning. And, the first guys in the lineup, Scoo has done great, and all 3 are 0 for 1. So we need to get this going. Leading off here in the bottom of the 4th, center fielder, Victor Robles. Let's go. Maybe even going for a bunt in this at-bat. He's 0 for 1. They don't assume that he'll bunt, but maybe if Victor bunts and gets on base, that can start the rally. You still got to think outside the box sometimes. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Hit into 2 double plays yesterday. The second one with a broken bat, not really his fault, but he needs to get that aura, swag, and vibe back. And batting third, 0 for 1, DHing for Seattle. I kind of feel a home run coming today or tomorrow. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. I don't know, highly unlikely it's going to be against Scooball, but maybe later in the game, in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, maybe we can get a 1 to 3 run jack out of big dumper, Cal Raleigh. If we're going to have any chance in the game, we're going to need Robles, Arozarena, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, and Justin Turner to do something. That way it rubs off on Polo, Pimo, Haniger, Garver, and Rivas. So as you look at that lineup, the first 4, pretty amazing. But then the next 5 after that, if they don't get good vibes from the other players, it might be a long, long night. So, Chris in the building, what's good? Come on, Robles. But again, a lot of us in Pacific Northwest fans, we're built different. We need 6 more likes to get to 30. If you haven't smashed the like button, please do. 5 more to 30. Let's get there. 0-1 pitch. Robles popped up. Should be a routine play there in left field. There it is, 1 away. But this is the biggest pitching matchup for the Mariners in 2024, going against the number 1 pitcher. So, unless everything goes right for us and everything goes wrong for him, chances are, the final might be somewhat similar to what we're seeing right now, but I got to pray that we can get something going. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. Someone's got to bring that electricity to the lineup, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. 5 more likes to 30. Let's get it, baby. And we're at 20, 80 to go. Bottom of the 4th, 3-0 Tigers with 1 out. But again, when you're a Pacific Northwest fan of any team in Oregon and Washington, there's a lot of disappointment and heartache Hard hit and drop. There we go. There we go. And if you can handle, your favorite team not making the playoffs for 20 plus years and still have the enthusiasm and passion as if you made it every year for the last 20 years, that's the difference. And again, some fans, they can't handle the losing and they end up being a fan of a bandwagon team. So that way they just know what it feels like to be a winner. But again, you don't really truly appreciate sports when you end up having a team and they end up struggling and then they end up getting good at some point. It'll feel a lot more rewarding, seeing that team hit that pinnacle and that mountain rather than just, being a bandwagon fan and, just having a team win over and over and over and not having the heartache or the pain to go through. Got to go through the ups and the downs, and hopefully things can turn around here for Seattle. Next up is Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Nice job by Randy. Cal! Back. Come on, my ESP is correct, baby. What I tell you at the beginning of the broadcast, I told you, I felt it today. Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Your boy's got the ESP all day, every day. I told y'all, baby. 3-2 Tigers. Let's go. Fuck yeah, baby. Sometimes you just feel it, Like I've been watching him. I've been watching his stance. I've been watching, the way that he's been hitting the baseball. And it just kind of felt that I was more than likely thinking it was going to happen after Skoo left the game. But it makes it even better that he did it against Skoo. And here we go. Now we're right back into the game. 3-2 Tigers. Fuck yeah. It was maybe about 3 innings too early. I was thinking 7th, 8th, 9th inning, that would be the time that Cal could do it. But maybe Cal will hit 2 home runs in the same game. If he can get one within the first 4 innings, once in a while, he may be able to do it again. Turner pops up, 2 away. Let's go. Hell yeah, Cal. And not only, did he go yard, he went yard with someone on base to give us a better chance to be able to, at least tie it up and try to win this game. 3-1 is great, but 3-2, we feel good now, And that's all because, you got to talk it into existence. Sometimes you just need 3 guys in a row, or at least 2, to at least someone to get on base, and then someone to be able to pick up that fucking trident and get it going. Hell yeah, baby. Nice job, Cal. Big Dumper, baby. I told y'all. Let's go. Yes, sir. And again, we want to, the best case scenario is getting Skoo to go out in the 5th inning and having to start to lose his control in the 4th and the 5th. And remember, he's not untouchable, but again, he is, in my opinion, the best pitcher, in baseball now. 12-4 record, 2.57 ERA. So we just got to be able to play like those other 4 teams did that ended up winning against him. It's not going to be easy, but hopefully we can get it done. Nice job, Cal. Let's go. Big. Two-two pitch. DePolo. And it seems like we are, and another way that you can kind of tell if like a home run might be coming out of a certain type of player, you got to be able to look at his at-bats. And is he hitting just little, bloopers? Is it just going into the infield or like double plays? Or are they actually getting some good distance on some of their hits? And then the further it's going back, into the outfield and towards the wall, even if it ends up being an out, sometimes it's a little bit of foreshadowing that what might be coming very shortly. You start getting those hits deeper into the outfield. Eventually, that right type of pitch, that curveball, that sinker, that four-seam fastball, maybe just out of the zone, and you can just time it up just right like Cal did. And again, Cal's one of those guys, he's a switch hitter like Polo. So even if he's on the right-hand side, there is a drop-off, based off the, hitting percentage, but not by much based off home run numbers. He's a better left-handed homer hitter, but he has proven that he is better than the average right-handed hitter as far as the weak hand. A lot of guys, they, can do like, oh, I can hit 300 from the left, but I'm only 200 from the right. So I feel the drop-off in the numbers on the right side, there's a little bit, but not a lot, like a lot of other guys, as far as switch hitters are concerned. Ambidextrous and being able to, be able to do it from both sides, baby. I love it. Nice job, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Good shit. We're back in it, baby. Let's go. That's our boy. And make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Again, addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of us are going through now or have in the past. So if you are in the darkness a little bit and want to climb out, you got to make minor adjustments, hold yourself accountable, right? Exercise if you're not exercising. You look good, you feel good, and you'll end up making sure your brain and your mental health will be wired into positive things, looking forward into the next day, and you can win the day, okay? Exercise, eat healthier, right? Spend time with pets and family, right? Make sure that you're listening to music 30 minutes a day. Just doing minor things to help out your mental health. It'll help you win the day and get out of the darkness. And I've been there. I've been at the lowest of lows, believe you me. But again, pushing yourself to exercise every day, eat a little healthier, make sure you're spending time with your pets. If you got a cat or a dog or a kitten or a pup, you'd be really surprised, on doing this basic things and, pushing yourself a little bit, you can get out of that darkness a little bit quicker. Big facts. Top of the fifth, 3-2 Tigers. And if you're just tuning in, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. At the beginning of the broadcast, I had a feeling that, this could be the day, today or tomorrow, but it kind of felt like today it could be an opportunity. I was thinking maybe after SCU. Didn't think it would be on SCU, but it makes it even better that it was on SCU. And now it's 3-2 Detroit. Let's go. We actually have a chance to possibly win this game. And if we win this game today, we're going to have a better chance, obviously, tomorrow. But regardless, if we lose, tomorrow is must win. We cannot get swept by the Tigers. Especially if we're trying to, win the AL West over the Astros and the Rangers. Let's go. Colt Keith, line drive, and Arozarena dives for it, falls down and misses it. Double by Colt Keith. And hopefully Randy's okay and he didn't injure his back right there. But Randy fully extended for that fly ball. Superman fully extended, and it just went off his mitt. Full dive, good effort by Randy, but even a better hit by Colt Keith there. Great effort by Randy, though, the full extension. I'm telling you, those lefties in sports are special. Next up, left fielder Matt Bierling. Kirby already at 90 pitches. All right, we hit 30 likes. There we go. 5 more to get to 35. A little ground out. Throw to first. Got him. Bierling, bye-bye. Now we're at 31. 9 more to get to 40. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And we want to try to get somewhere between 40 and 50 before the game ends. And we're at 20. 80 to go. Let's go, baby. We're back in it. We got Bierling out. Next up, first baseman Bly Madris. Shout out to Megan for liking and retweeting the post on her Twitter/X. Looks like she's going to be coming into the room here momentarily. No problem. How are you? Thank you for the repost there on the like and share on the Twitter/X. Appreciate you. Little notification came up there on the computer. Appreciate you. Hopefully church was good for you. Top of the fifth, 3-2 Tigers. Runner at second. We were down 3-0 against the best pitcher in baseball. Scuball. 12-4 record, ERA of 2.57, but we got lucky just about 2 minutes ago. Cal Raleigh ended up hitting a 2-run blast, and now the game is 3-2. So we're back in it. It looked like it was going to be a blowout, but Cal saves the day again. God bless Cal Raleigh, my boy. Hey, sometimes you got to be able to grab those collector items and things that you want, and then once you end up physically getting it, it'll be very cool to have. Again, you're just trying to be able to get all the different pieces of memorabilia. I was doing a lot of digging in my memorabilia today. I've been doing it actually the last couple days. It's kind of going through all the Star Wars, McFarlane's, wrestling figures, Batman, a little, starting lineup, just kind of going through a lot of the Ninja Turtles and, Transformers, just kind of going back to my childhood and whatnot. 2-2 pitch to Madris. Pitches outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, they got him. Wow, that was outside. Bad call by that ump. Not even close to being a strikeout. I don't know what the hell that was. Not even close to being a strike 3. Way off the plate. Bad call. Next up, third baseman Gio Urshela. Top of the 5th, 3-2 Tigers. Runner at second with 2 outs. The momentum is in Seattle's favor now after that Cal Raleigh homer. Rivas, throw to Justin Turner. Got him. Let's go. We leave one stranded, and it feels like the momentum is picking up, and we might be able to get one more run in the 6th or the 7th. And if that's the case and it's 3-3, then it'll just be a sprint after Kirby and Skubal go out. And as long as our bullpen isn't completely trashed with like Taylor Saucedo, we might be able to come back and win this game. Maybe. I'm hoping. Let's go. But now we're going to need our role players to step up. You know, we already got it from Cal Raleigh. Are we going to get someone to step up for our role players now in the bottom of the 5th? Next up for the Mariners, 0-for-1, third baseman, Demo Dylan Moore. I know you can step up. Batting second, 0-for-1 with a K. Made an error in right field to bring in the score 2-0. Right fielder Mitch Haniger. Come on, Hanny, make up for that. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a K, catching today over Cal Raleigh, Mitch Garver. And again, you know, Garver doesn't really have a whole lot to provide for us, but maybe, you know, he can at least get us one single, or maybe he can get an RBI, you know, single or double. I mean, home run would be just icing on the cake. But for a guy that has pretty much lost all his confidence and aura and vibe, hasn't had a good month all year, you know, as long as he doesn't go 0-for-4, I mean, even if he gets hit by a pitch or gets walked, that's a plus for us. You know, anything positive to get him on base or any of these guys, and hopefully we can do it here. I mean, he's already getting high up in the pitches, but you know how bad our bullpen is. We're already 97 pitches in with Kirby, so he can go one more, you know, if they want to push him. But again, 51 pitches from Scoo, number 1 pitcher in baseball. Kirby had 97. That's crazy. Yeah, it shows you how great Scoo is with his command. And he's got more 0-2 counts than any pitcher in baseball by a lot, like 30 more, you know, than Crochet at second place. So that's why, to me, he's the best pitcher in baseball over Sale. And I even like Skeens over Sale, even though Sale's money as well. But, you know, if we're talking lefties and righties. All right, let's go, baby. At least the game is interesting now for both teams. Instead of the Tigers just laughing it up with Scoo and beating us up 3-0. Now it's like, okay, you know, Tigers are probably still going to win, you know, but at least we're keeping it close, and you never know. If we can get hot in one more inning, that might be enough for us to be able to win the game. Demo pops up. Routine play to center field. One away. Okay, Demo, next time. Next up, right fielder Mitch Haniger. And you got to make up, you know, for that lackluster drop in right field after you try to scoop that baseball up. We need you to get going. Come on, Hanny. A lot of people were surprised that Ty France got deactivated before Haniger. But with the injuries to Julio Rodriguez and knowing that Haniger can play DH and right field, that was kind of the difference. You know, for his first baseman are concerned, you know, we got Justin Turner, we got Luke Raleigh, Jason Bossler that can play that. So that's why Ty kind of got the boot. We already had 3 or 4 other guys that could play those spots. But I wish the best for Viva la France. And obviously being on the Reds is not like being on the Mariners, but, you know, it is what it is. Wish the best for him. Big swing and a miss. And down goes Hanny. No surprise. 2 away. Next up, catcher Mitch Garver. Come on, Mitch. You're not going to hit a home run, let alone against the best pitcher in baseball. But maybe you can get hit by a pitch, not get hurt, force a walk, or just get a lucky single. You know, that's best case scenario. Best case scenario, home run. But that might be the most shocking thing in sports if Garver hits a home run off Scoo. I mean, but that might be the thing that gets his confidence back. You know, even just getting a single, double, or a home run, which is very unlikely, especially against Skubal. But, you know, maybe getting a single, it's not like impossible. Oh, 1 pitch. Garver, drop. Yes! There we go. Go, 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 go. Hey, hell yeah. Sometimes you got to talk a guy up. The sports gods listen, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, this guy has sucked ass. Orion's right. Let's get him a fucking double. Bang! There we go. And maybe that'll start a little bit of a streak for him to be able to get his confidence back. And again, a lot of times, I have these gut feelings. And at the very beginning of the broadcast, what did I say? Thought Cal would homer today, and I thought Garv would get at least a hit today, and there it is. Didn't know if it would be a double, 15th of the season, but we'll take it. I mean, even if we don't get him in, that's a good sign for morale and vibe and aura, and I would have been happy with a hit by a pitch or a walk or even a single. But getting a double, there we go. Nice job. There we go, Garv. That's why we paid you the money. Next up, Leo Rivas. Now, if it was me right here and we had one out, I think I would go for the bunt. But since we have two outs, that kind of makes it a little bit more risky, obviously having to throw to first and depending on where you lay that bunt down. But Leo's got the speed that if they did execute the bunt perfectly, we would be able to maybe possibly move the guys over. But I'm not sure in this situation with two outs and a 1-2 count against Screwball, you would be that ballsy to do it. But sometimes you got to be ballsy and do things, that are unexpected, right? Because I think that might be the only chance that Leo gets on base if he goes for a bunt here, drops it down third baseline or drops it right down the first baseline and just runs out. Obviously, the attempted tag, but let's see what he does here. I doubt that they'll do a bunt, but that might be the way that he gets on. Rivas crushes that one foul. He's more likely to pop up, ground out, or strike out. But sometimes it's situational baseball, and you got to be able to kind of pick and choose what you decide to do. But at least Garv got a hit. I'm happy for him. And check swing. Did he go? And there you go. If you're going to do a shitty check swing like that, you might as well try to attempt a bunt. My God. See, these are the little adjustments that, I think Mariner fans are dying for. We're looking for a manager to not be like everybody else and to kind of think outside the box. Even if it's a situation that, it might not happen, but it's better than a weak-ass check swing for strike three. At least attempt the bunt and see if you can get to first. But we'll see where it goes. But hopefully we can attempt a bunt at least once here at the end of the game. But like I said, if we start bunting 2 to 4 times a game, I think that'll help increase a lot of the production and we'll get less strikeouts. But unfortunately, we do 1 or 2 bunts every 3 to 4 games, and that's the fucking problem. End of the 5th, 3-2 Tigers. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, and a quick breakdown for anybody that's just tuning in. So Kirby, first batter, right? Wencel Perez ended up going yard, and it ended up being 1-0 Tigers. Very unexpected, right? Then in the top of the 3rd inning, we had Madris end up doubling to right. Bierling scored on a fielding error by Haniger, 2-0, right? And then the most unexpected thing of the night, right? Look at that mustache. Beautiful. In the 9-hole, Jake Rogers homered to left field, 406 feet, 3-0. And at this point, you're like, fuck, all right, you got the best pitcher in baseball, and you're getting all this extra support. Not looking good for us Mariner fans. And this 12-4 record, ERA at 2.57, number 1 in baseball, right? And then Cal Raleigh ends up being the hero and getting us a 2-run blast with Randy Arozarena starting the run. And again, you just need to have 2 or 3 guys consecutively on the same page. Nice job by Randy to get on base and Cal to homer, tridents up to bring him home. And now we actually have a chance here in the top of the 6th. All right, Cal. Okay, let's go, baby. Looks like Kirby's day is done. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts. Gave up a few too many home runs there, but and we got Chargois coming in from the Marlins. This is a former Mariner bullpen guy that was on our team and ended up going and bouncing around a little bit, was on the Marlins, and then 17 appearances this season, 1.42 ERA, 14 strikeouts, 7 walks. So let's see what Chargois can do for us better than Taylor Saucedo and some of these other guys that have not been good for us in the bullpen. Hopefully he'll end up being somewhat decent. If he does decent, we might actually have a chance to catch up. Jimmy Garcia I like as well. And those are the two new additions that we got at the trade deadline. Parker Meadows, little dribbler. Throw to first. Got him. Out number one, baby. I like Parker Meadows' hustle. The way he has his batting stance, his swagger. Seems like he could be a pretty good player moving forward. Next up, second baseman, Zach McKinstry. 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's get to 40 likes. And we're at 20, 80 to go on the donos. Oh for 1 with a walk in the second for McKinstry. Let's go, baby. So we got Randy, we got Garb, we got Cal. Now we need, like Robles and a few of the others to get going too. Robles and Demo need to be next. We need help. And also, too, we don't have Hollywood Josh Rojas playing or Luke Raleigh playing, and that might be a mistake. I feel like those games that we don't have those two players playing, even though sometimes they're hit or miss, and also Jason Vossler, another individual that could help us hitting, not playing. Yeah, they might come in and get an opportunity, but if I'm going over guys like Leo Rivas and you got Luke Raley, Hollywood Rojas, or Vossler, those guys are better than Rivas. It's like you have Rivas playing, it's like you might not get anything from him. Haniger might be very light, and then Garber has been struggling but got out of the funk today, and I felt like by him catching today that would help his confidence and get a hit, and he did. So sometimes I can read the players. It's up to the player to still get the hit in the big play, but having Haniger play, I would have rather had Luke Raley in right field, and we have a shortstop. Give me Rojas instead of Leo Rivas. And then give me Vossler, to come in and pinch hit before this game is over. And maybe they will. Maybe they will see those three guys get a chance to play later, and maybe those guys will be influential pieces. But it just makes me kind of cringe a little bit when you look at the starting lineup. And I know, Scott tries to make everybody happy, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to put out the best 9 guys out there. And sometimes it's based off if it's a left-handed pitcher, right-handed pitcher, and I get that. But still, you're telling me you don't think Luke Raley and Rojas are going to be able to do anything? Chargois, I like it. Nice K. Let's go. I like what Chargois is doing, man. The former Mariner and Marlin. He's got a little bit of a swag to him. I like what I'm seeing. Javier Baez. 0-1 pitch with 2 outs at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Top of the 6th, 3-2 Tigers. Let's go Mariners. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Yeah, and just if the Mariners end up struggling against teams like the Tigers, I mean, that doesn't mean that we're a bad team. The season is 162 games, and again, you're not going to be able to, turn everything around when you're the number 1 strikeout team in baseball. Like, based off the numbers that we had over 1,000 strikeouts, by the time that we, get to the All-Star break, where we have crazy numbers. We're pacing to be the number 1 strikeout team in like 100 years. And we just added, Robles, Arozarena, and Justin Turner, and that's helping. But again, like in this particular game, you're going against the number 1 pitcher in baseball. I mean, what do you expect us to get? 10 runs? It's unrealistic. So, we're not going to be able to beat everybody. We're going to bring our A game like when we played the Red Sox and the Phillies. But sometimes when you play down to the competition, like the Tigers or the White Sox, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you just can't get those clutch hits at the right time. So that doesn't mean the Mariners are a bad team. It's a grind. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. There's a reason why guys get rich by hitting 3 times out of 10, 300, and guys might lose their job hitting 2 out of 10. That's the difference. Being a multimillionaire, getting 3 hits out of 10, or only getting 1 hit out of 10 or 2, and you might be unemployed or in the farm system. So you have to look at it from a perspective standpoint. Propped up. And there it is. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 3-2 Tigers. All right, enough of you. You can go watch a game somewhere else if you're going to be negative. Negative Nancy, watch a game somewhere else. I don't need you. Okay? And plus, I call it right down the middle, and I give more praise to the opposing team and players than any other baseball streamer on YouTube. Okay? Period. There is no other streamer that's going to give as much non-biased content, period. I always make sure we give the proper love and support, even if it's against the Astros, our number one rival. Even if it's against Altuve, no matter what, right? But if you can't handle that, this ain't the place for you. Let's go. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 6th. 3-2 Tigers. Sometimes people don't realize they have a good thing sitting right in front of them. Okay, there's a lot of people that just love to talk shit, just nonstop. And, we're going to make sure we're going to give the proper dues to everyone, regardless if it's our team, and we're going to call them out when they're not playing well. And when they are playing well, we'll give them the praise. And especially if it ends up being the rival team or the opposing team, if they're doing something good, we're not going to shit on it. We're going to make sure we're giving them that love and praise as if it's a stream for the Mariners and the Tigers, not just the Mariners. Next up, 0-for-2 center fielder. We need a hit bad, Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. You're looking so fresh and so clean, and those City Connects. Batting second, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. And batting third, DHing for the Mariners, tight ends up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Not likely for him to hit 2 home runs in a game all the time, but if there were a player to do it, it definitely would be Cal. And we're tied right now, 59 and 55 with the Astros. Rangers are 54 and 61, 5.5 back. So we'll see where that goes moving forward. Robles with a bunt. Look at that. See, I told you, man. I should be in the dugout with Scott and some of these people. Like, I feel I know this team just as good as anybody, even the professionals. I mean, when you end up covering every single game from beginning to end, and, even when you get blown out and you're refused to be able to walk away from the game because you have to call it, regardless on how bad it is. But Robles with the bunt attempt, and sometimes, when things aren't going good or you want to be able to surprise them, if he would have been able to lay that bunt down, I think he would have been able to get that, safe to first. Big swing and a miss, and now he's 0-for-3. Should have continued with the bunt instead of just trying to bunt the first time and then not second and third. But I like seeing him attempt it. That shows that they're trying to think outside the box. Any way to get to first base on Skubal. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. Yeah, I mean, that's up to you. I mean, with something like that, I probably wouldn't wear outside, but if you wanted to wear it in the house and whatnot, and obviously you have other merch to match with it. I'm not sure if you're going to be, getting, you already have the lapels. I don't know if you're getting any type of hats or anything, if they have any kind of hat that goes with it, or if you get like a pant combo with it and whatnot. But I mean, that's kind of up to you. Do you want to be able to wear it outside or just wear it inside or not wear it at all and just like hang it up, But if it was me, I probably would wear it, but only inside the house. So that way I don't got to worry about washing it and getting it dirty. All right, 3-1 count to Randy Arozarena. And we'll take that walk, baby. Nice job, Randy. Any way that we can get on base is a bonus. And last time this happened, what happened? Big dumper, Cal Raleigh homered. He homers here. We're up 4-2. Let's go. And this is exactly what we want. We want the big dumper. I already kind of felt that home run yesterday you could just kind of feel it, in the air, and just wait. Looking at his batting stance and looking at everything, sometimes the ESP will come to me, where I'll feel something that's going to happen, either at bat or later in the game. Sometimes we get that ESP call immediately when it happens right there. And sometimes, we'll say it and then it happens a couple innings later or maybe a couple innings early. But nice for Cal to be able to go yard. Don't think he'll do it again tonight, but we can get another hit or RBI, single double out of Cal. That would be just as impactful. 214 average, 24 home runs, 69 ribbies, leading the team in homers and ribbies and throwing guys out from the knees to second base. He is the MVP for the Seattle Mariners. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We just got to get that batting average up from 214 to 254 to 304. And if we can get it from somewhere in that range, 250 to 300, then he'll be an all-star every single year moving forward. And again, Salvador Perez, Adley Rutschman, and then you got Cal. So Salvador Perez is getting a little bit older there on the Royals. Cal popped up and running into the wall. Wow, he caught it. Wow. But Cal hit that one nice and swiftly towards left field. Bierling with the nice catch. Nice job by Cal, but it couldn't come down. Good defense by Bierling. Next up, first baseman Justin Turner. Right before he collided into the wall. Great catch by Bierling. Awesome job. Good defense by Matt. Next up, our boy, JT, Justin Turner. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, JT. And obviously the x-rays were negative. That's why we see Justin Turner today. But the way that he was wincing, it made us fear that he might have broke his pinky like J.P. Crawford did a couple weeks ago. And J.P. has been out. It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks by the time he's back. And we haven't had Julio for a few weeks either. So we're definitely missing 2 of our really key bullpen guys. Guys that are, in the locker room, outside of the locker room, in the bullpen, outside, on the field. Just guys that give you that good energy and vibe regardless of where they're at the game. Good dugout guys, good vibe guys. And again, last year our vibe guys, were J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, Eugenio Suarez, that's now on the Diamondbacks, and Teoscar Hernandez. And half of those guys aren't on our team anymore. So it's nice to be able to have these other 5 guys step up while we wait for J.P. and Julio to get back, and hopefully we'll be hot. Pitches outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Skubal losing a little bit of his control here in the bottom of the 6th. Yeah, big red, baby. I love it. Let's go, baby. We're at 20, 80 to go. 3-1 pitch to Turner. Walked him, baby. Hell yeah. Let's go. 8 more likes to get to, 7 more likes to 40. You haven't smashed the like button yet. Please do. Whoa, they called that a strike? Bullshit. Unbelievable. That's like, you're the best pitcher in baseball. We're going to give you that pitch. And there's the walk. Okay, now I was going to say that should have already been a walk. And then the karma on the next pitch was a walk. Here we go. Runners at first and second, baby. Here we go. Next up, second baseman Jorge Polanco, 0 for 2. And this would be a great time for that trident to come out for an unexpected home run to give us a 5-3 lead. Not saying it'll happen, but you never know. I talk it into existence sometimes. Let's go Polo. I don't even need a home run here. Even just getting an RBI and getting the game to 3-3 will be just as good. 5-3, best case scenario. But, just getting a single or double and getting this tied up would be huge here. That would give us extra momentum going into the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Go Polo. You can't defend, but you can sure hit, at least a little bit as of late. Bring that electricity. Let's go Polo. Polo with a little dribbler towards first. Just in time. Polo. That wasn't a homer, damn it. Screwball smiling. He's like, you like that throw? Nice job. Definitely saved some momentum there. End of the sixth, 3-2 Tigers. Next up for the Tigers, 1 for 3 with a run, RBI, and 2 Ks with a solo dinger in the first, right fielder, Wencel Perez. Batting second, 1 for 3, the lefty DHing today, Colt Keith. He's got an up-and-coming, a little bit of a promising career. It feels like he's got a little bit of aura about him. And batting third, left fielder, Matt Vierling. Got to watch out for him as well. And hopefully we can limit the damage. Let's go, M's. Let's look at Scoo's numbers. All right, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks, 83 pitches, 2.59 ERA by the best pitcher in baseball, not named Chris Sale or Paul Skeens. All right, 6 more likes to hit the goal. They hit 40. We're at 34. You haven't smashed the like button just yet. Please do. It'll help us out with the analytics, the metrics, and the algorithm a lot. Appreciate y'all. 6 more to hit the goal before the stream ends. Let's go. All right, Colin Snyder is coming in. We'll see what he can do for us. Nice job by Chargois. I like what I saw out of him, and we haven't seen too much out of him, and maybe we need to have him more often. Like, sometimes bringing in new guys like Randy Arozarena and Justin Turner, but we also brought in Garcia and Chargois, and from what I've seen, every player that we brought in at the trade deadline has been awesome. They've all been great, so maybe play those guys a little bit more. And I know Santos, has some potential, but he gets hurt. Trent Thornton and Saucedo and a lot of these other guys are kind of hit or miss. Austin both. So we really need better pitchers in the bullpen, and hopefully that'll be something that they work on. Because again, if the Mariners ever want to get to a World Series or ALCS, we're going to have better guys pitching in the 6th, 7th, and 8th, since we got Andres Munoz in the 9th. And we'll get Matt Brash back next year, and he will dominate. That one popped up, 1 away. Nice job by Snyder getting out Perez. Next up, 1 for 2. No, 1 for 3. DHing Colt Keith. Yeah, a job working from home or like at a store. Let's go, Mariners. 4 more likes to 40. Wow! Oh, my God. Leo Rivas with the catch of the day. Willie Mays. Hello. What a defensive gem by Leo Rivas. Very J.P. Crawford-like. Yeah. Good stuff there. I didn't think he was going to get to it. Colt Keith. Leo Rivas bringing out that defense, baby. I love it. Next up, left fielder, Matt Vierling. 2 for 3 with a run. Let's go. Three more likes to get to 40. Pitch is high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Come on, Snyder. The Pizza Hut. Hey, wherever you want to go to get a job to make some money, it's the start of that responsibility that you need to be able to have, Got to work hard, and earn that money and then start working. And one job, and then you get the skills there, then you go somewhere else, get some more skills, and just start, moving up the ladder. Pitches outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Do you have a Pizza Hut close to your house? And then maybe down the road, once you have a vehicle and a license and all that, then maybe you can deliver. Unless you want to work in the location. It all depends on what kind of money that you're looking at making. But there's nothing more rewarding, by working hard at a job and getting your paycheck, especially if you're not used to, getting a paycheck on a regular basis. And then it'll definitely teach you how to spend your money, the appropriate way. And if you blow your money, you're going to feel it, so. But hopefully if it doesn't work out there, you'll be able to have some kind of opportunity in Hawaii. Obviously, we know things cost more there, and the lifestyle that you live in Maui is a little bit different. But hopefully you'll be able to find the right job opportunity, whether it's Pizza Hut or anything else, pizza related or fast food. Popped up, and we're out of the inning. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Good job by Colin Snyder as well as Chargois for the Mariners. Normally our bullpen is very hit or miss, but we're in range to at least try to get closer to tying this game up. 3-2 Tigers in the bottom of the 7th. Let's see who's up next for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 0-for-2, third baseman Dylan Moore. This would be a great opportunity to get a single or a double at this at-bat. Batting second, 0-for-2 with 2 Ks, right fielder Mitch Haniger. You got to make up for that error in right field. Let's go, Mitch. You can get a single. And batting third, who's been on a big slump, but he's 1-for-2 today with a K, and he's catching, not DHing, or coming in at the end of the game at the wrong time, Mitch Garver. And let's see if Mitch can capitalize off his double at his last at-bat, and maybe he can get a single here and maybe end up finishing his day 2-for-4, or maybe even, best case scenario, 3-for-4. I don't know if he'll get up again in the 9th inning, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see what our role players can do and see if they can help us get caught up. Timo, Annie, Garv. Let's go. Cat in the building. How are you? Stu's been great. Obviously, it also helps when you get an unexpected home run out of Perez at your first at-bat, as well as the real unexpected hero. Look at that stash. Catcher Jake Rogers with a homer. But Stu has been great, and we'll see where it goes. And luckily, we got a 2-run blast out of Cal Raleigh, our best player, our most reliable player, Cal Raleigh. So we'll see where it goes. Could go either way. Obviously, momentum has shifted a little bit for Seattle, but so far it's been entertaining. No problem. All right, bottom of the 7th, 3-2. This was the best pitching matchup of the year for the Seattle Mariners, going against Skubal, the number 1 pitcher in baseball, in my opinion. It's him, Chris Sale, Paul Skeens. Those are the 3 best, in my opinion. And I think if I had to put them in order, most people have Sale or Skubal number 1. I'm going to go Skoo number 1, and then I would go Skeens 2, and then Sale 3. But a lot of those people will go Skubal 1, Sale 2, Skeens 3, or maybe Sale 1, Skubal 2, Skeens 3. But still, Skeens is a rookie. So for to even mention someone that is in the top 3 as a rookie is insane. And then the best 2 pitchers are lefties. So that's how it goes, man. When lefties are good, they're at the best of their game. It's like when Clayton Kershaw was in his prime, there wasn't really that many pitchers that were better than him. Lefties, they got that extra juice. Not that righties can't. We've seen Skeens, what he can do as a righty, but it's more rare for lefties, to be out there. And obviously, if you're going to be a lefty, you might as well be a dominant lefty. Give me that Randy Johnson vibe, right? The big unit. Arguably, maybe the best lefty of all time. One of the best. Timo? Oh, Vierling with a nice catch. Good effort there by Matt Vierling. Again, saving a couple base hits. Emo lined out to left, one away. Next up, right fielder, Mitch Haniger. Let's go, Hanny. If you're going to grin like that, I need a single. Let's go. Said, I got you. All right, I'm waiting. Best pitcher in baseball, man. Like I said, and he's got more 0-2 counts, than anybody. Going into the game, he was at like 97, and even Chris Sale wasn't in that category, or Skeens. And then I think Crochet is number 2, and he was at like 60. So it shows you, if you can get 0-2 counts more than anybody else, that takes a lot of fucking skill. And that's what separates Scoot to Sale and Skeens in my book. Stats and analytics like that. Big swing and a miss. Because once you go down 0-2, I saw this really cool graphic and percentage of, getting on base and what the percentages are for every single count, that's out there. And it was an amazing breakdown. Got the graphic here. So when you get down to an 0-2 count, right, you only have 20% chance to be able to get a hit. 0-1, 26%, 1-0, 37, 1-1 count 30, 2-0 count 50%, 1-2, 23%, 2-1, 39, and then 3-0, the best, 72%. So if you get down 0-2, you're fucked. You only have a 20% chance, and you're going against the best pitcher in baseball. So it goes from 20, probably in reality, to like 10, or maybe even less, because Skoo is such a good pitcher in that situation. So those are the extra strikeouts, and you can also, not have to go so deep. Like, shit, he was just at 51 pitches a couple innings ago. Now he's at 94, but it shows you the skill set of a guy. Like, I would be drooling to have a guy like Skoo on the Mariners. And again, we have a great pitching staff, top 2, top 3 staff, right? George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller. We got Durangelo in the draft who can pitch right-handed and left-handed. Watch out. Maybe he'll take Bryce Miller's spot in the future. I hope so. Not that I don't want Bryce to play, but if we can put Durangelo in there over, Luis Castillo or Bryce Miller or whatever, and that could be a guy that could pitch right or left, that could be the difference between us winning X amount of games or Y amount of games. 2-2 pitch from Skoo. Check swing. Did he go? And there he goes. 2 away. 8th K for Skoo. He's just a pleasure to watch, man. It's like, I love pitching matchups, and this is the hardest matchup of the year for us. Chris Sale is good. Skeens is good. But there's a certain type of swagger and aura, and that's why I thought that, in the All-Star game, if you're looking at certain pitchers, there were certain individuals that should have been starting, and others. Obviously, Skeens got the start, right? We know Skeens ended up getting the start for Pittsburgh, and then they had Corbin Burns, but there's another guy that should have probably been starting the All-Star game in Scooball. But again, he's kind of newer. It's kind of a younger face. We started hearing about him last year, and then obviously, he started to break out, and then now really showing how good he really is. Mitch Garver in the box, 2-1 count. Let's go, Garv. I don't know. I just appreciate greatness, regardless of what it is. 2-1 to Garv. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, this will definitely be the last inning for Skoo. He ain't going anymore. And there we go. Check swing, and he went around. Another punch out for Skoo. Nice job. And again, at least we got 2 runs and we're close. It's not like 3-0, 4-0, or 5-0, but it's always fun to be able to watch, one of the best in the world do what they do. And then you just got to hope that you can keep it close while they dominate out there. So nice job by Skoo. Great game for him. We got a 2-run blast from Cal Raleigh, but that's pretty much it. We've only had 3 hits all day and an error. They have 7 hits, 3 runs. We have 3 hits, 2 runs, and an error. And if it wasn't for Cal Raleigh's homer, we're sitting at 3-0. So final numbers: 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 9 Ks, 102 pitches. Stud right there. Skoo. Now we're going to see if we actually have a chance to catch up. But if he had the stamina, to pitch like Nolan Ryan and a lot of the guys that I watched growing up, where they didn't have mid-relievers or closers, it was like Nolan Ryan's the pitcher, and if it goes 10, 11, 12 innings, it doesn't matter. He's going to pitch the whole game. And that's what makes it crazy for a guy to pitch from 1968 to 1993, 4 different decades, never had a Tommy John, and actually pitched like complete games without throwing out his arm. How? Like, it makes you wonder, is he an alien? He definitely isn't from this earth, because I haven't seen an athlete like that. You're never going to see 5,000 Ks repeated ever again, and we were just blessed enough to have, not only Nolan Ryan, but we got to see amazing players from the left side like Randy Johnson. Facts. Fiver for Megan, appreciate you. Judah in the building. What's good, brother? How are you? Let's go. $5 holla. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Let's go. Let me know what you want to do for photos. We're at 25. Let's get to a hundo. At 5 from DX, 15 from Zay. We're at 25 now. You don't like the Motor City uniforms? It's because they look like Detroit Lions, and there's no like similarity to your regular uniforms, with the white or, with the gray. Like when you look at them, like you would think this is maybe like the Mets or like some other team. But obviously they're doing kind of the Detroit Lion vibe, but I don't know about these being the everyday uniforms, but I kind of like them as just like an alternate. But again, not every Tiger fan. If you're an old school Tiger fan, you're not going to like them. If you're an old school guy, or girl, you're not going to like them. But again, if you're a little younger, with the younger generation, and some of these jerseys are catered towards the younger, generation, and some of the ideas and designs, and it shows, maybe someone in the TikTok generation came up with that design. And sometimes those designs are going to be cool, and sometimes they're, not. It kind of just depends on personal preference. But I think that you don't really see a lot of similarity, in the normal uniforms to the Motor City ones. But one thing that I think is unique about them, it does say Motor City on it, and it does have like those Lions colors, and it could be worse. It could end up being colors that are much worse than that. So as far as black and like a dark blue, it kind of looks cool. And not necessarily the Tiger team colors. They probably should have made it more, maybe sprinkled in the orange, maybe with the lettering, with the black and the blue, if they were going to go that route, a little bit more of the actual team colors. But again, coulda, woulda, shoulda, not everyone will be happy with alternate jerseys. And I get it, Some of them are going to be good for the City Connects, and some aren't. Some are going to be good alternate jerseys in the NHL, NFL, NBA, and some are going to be like, what is that? It'll only be for a certain percentage of the crowd. Gio Urshela in the box, 0 for 3. Finding the count, 1-2. Ryan Bliss. Tigers since 83. Yeah, for me, it's been Mariners since about 85. So again, I can understand and appreciate like the younger generation and their ideas. But sometimes when you see the jersey designs, it definitely feels like a younger individual came up with the design, the flashiness, the patterns and whatnot, and the colors. But a lot of times, like if you look at the MLB All-Star jerseys, they're doing it to make money. But if they're ugly, or if only one out of the two looks good, you're not going to sell them. People aren't going to buy them unless they're at the event and they're drunk out of their mind, right? They should go back to wearing whites and grays of their team uniform. That would be better, but that would mean the MLB wouldn't be making money off of them. But who cares? Let's go back to the All-Star game on the way it should be, letting us look at the jerseys of their actual team that they're on. That would be the smart way to go. And then how you add a little flair to it, you make sure you got the All-Star patch on there, on the front and on the shoulder, so that way that we can see it, but you end up, putting a logo of the All-Star patch on the hat, but it's the team hat. You can still put patches on instead of just trying to come up with a brand new concept of an ugly jersey. And All-Star game jerseys for the MLB have been horrendous. I would never buy any of them. The old ones are cool. Back in the 90s, American League, National League, those were dope. I was on eBay today and I saw a King Griffey Jr. one, Mitchell and Ness from 97. Incredible. Red with the big American on the front. Insane. And then they also have one that's black when they played it, I think in 98 in the Colorado Rockies. And on the front where it says like American and National, you could see like the Colorado Rocky logo in one of the letters. I like implementing shit like that, so that way where the All-Star game is being played, and attention to detail, But again, it's not going to be able to suit everybody. Everyone's going to be in a different era. 0-2 pitch to Parker Meadows from Austin Voth. Popped up. 2 away. Well, half of the fan base is under 40, and then the other half is over 40. So I think 45 and up, I think it's like 30%, and then under 45, I think it might be actually like 70, but at one point it was almost 50-50. But the youngest are going to be 10 to 13, and the oldest is 90. So, but a majority of the youngest people that watch are typically 18 to 22, but we have had a few that are super young. Diving catch, no throw. Runners at first and third there for the Tigers. Yeah, I like a little bit of everything. Like I said, if you've been alive as long as us, like Cat King, we've seen many different logos, different types of colors, and we're always going to be, kind of biased towards like our favorites. Like one jersey combo that we took away is the grays, and I think that should come back. There's certain, we got Northwest green that's teal. We got these City Connects that I really like with these colors. And again, not everyone's City's Connects are going to be, fan favorites. I like the teal. Obviously with the blues, I would rather go gray than the blue. Blue is just normal, but, and we also have creams as well. And, I wouldn't mind getting rid of the cream or the royal blue for the grays. But again, the team makes these decisions on how they want to, go through these uniforms. Awkward slide to third base there by the Tigers. Hopefully he's okay. All right, top of the 8th, 3-2 Tigers, 2 outs. Next up is Javier Baez. We got to get out of this inning, baby. We got to keep it 3. Like I said at the beginning of the game, we keep it at 3. We're going to have a chance to win 4-3. He said, I'm the Cat King. Judah's got a lot of cats. All the kittens. 2 different meanings, though. Tigers and actual. Judah's like, I got all the cats in my house. A lot of the unis look like rec softball. I agree to that. There are a lot of them, in all sports, baseball, basketball, football, hockey. Sometimes, I feel like whoever's coming up with some of these designs, if they're looking for people that are like graphic designers on TikTok, it kind of shows like you're getting, some, and especially when you see jerseys like on Fanatics, cheaply made, again, like I hope that one day the Kraken can move off, those particular, jerseys and go back, to another brand. But again, we're never going to be satisfied with the looks or the quality of jerseys for the fans to pay all the time. But, you can definitely have your favorites, and some of the new stuff is ugly, for some teams. But for some, like us with our City Connects, I really like them. Like I feel that we've been waiting a while for a color scheme to pop, kind of like this. And again, the batting helmet and the jersey are kind of a similar color to what Ken Griffey Jr. wore back when he was in the 80s and early 90s, right? So sometimes when we have a jersey that reminds us of our childhood, we lean towards that, or we lean towards those colors, for those throwback looks. But nothing is going to be better than the jerseys in the 80s and 90s. Those are the best jerseys that you're ever going to see in sports: baseball, basketball, football, hockey, period. 3-2 pitch to Baez. Popped up. There we go. Polanco is there. And we leave 2 stranded, thank God. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. We need 1 run to tie, 2 to win, baby. Let's go. And what are we thinking about photos, Megan? You got something specific you want to be able to see? You want Ichiro? You want Anson? You want Stefan? What are you thinking? I'll throw up Ichiro for the time being for now. Okay, I'll get you Anson and Ichiro. How's that? Another legend, another GOAT. Never going to see Ichiro again. Never a player like this. A true one of one. And really what took his game to the next level is discipline. He had more discipline than any player that I've ever seen except for Tony Gwynn. And there's a reason why you get guys that are career 300 hitters and that end up being special. You know, it's all about the regimen and the repertoire of him pulling the sleeve and doing the same thing like a free throw shooter over and over and over again and not messing with it. That's when you end up knowing a guy is destined for greatness. Ichiro Suzuki. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2 Tigers. We got Leo Rivas coming up, and hopefully he'll attempt a bunt. That's what I would do. Try to get on first base and drop a bunt towards third base. We're at 25, 75 to go. All right, Screwball is out, baby. We got a right. Rojas getting a chance to play. There we go. Seven innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 9 Ks for Scoo. Nice job by Scoo. We got to make sure we give him the proper love. Nice job, Scoo. 12-4 record, 2.57 ERA. I see you. Now you got Jason Foley coming in, and this will be the time that we find a way to come back and win this game on Foley, or we don't. So hopefully we can find a way here by Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Let's go, Hollywood. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2. 1-1 count from Foley to Rojas. Let's go. Good eye. Pitches low and at the dirt, at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Hollywood is the only player on the Mariners to crack 300 at the beginning of the season. Was batting 300 to 350 in the 9-hole. Now he's down to 241 and has been a little bit in a slump, but is starting to get out of it slowly but surely. Him and Luke Raleigh. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Where are we at? Are we at 40 likes yet? Hopefully we're there or pretty close. Where are we at on the likes? 2-2 pitch, crushed foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's go, Hollywood. That one chop foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, that's my hero, man. Come on now. That's what happens when you end up meeting your hero at 7 years old. Your life changes forever. I think that's really what separates me from a lot of the other Mariners content creators and whatnot. You know, just the individuals that I've met and kind of the situations that have happened to me at the ballpark. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2 Tigers. And there goes Josh Rojas. Next up, Victor Robles. Chopper, throw to first. Lauren in the building. What's good? Nice. All right, we just hit 40. There we go. Next goal is 50. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Let's get there. I got a couple innings to get a few more. Appreciate that, Cat King. But for me, being a fan of the history of the game, Pete Rose, Tony Gwynn, and then Ichiro. I feel that those are the three most dominant hitters that we've seen, in these last, 40 or 50 years. There might be another name that someone wants to throw in there, but if we're going based in order, Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle, Tony Gwynn, and if you look at their career numbers, and then Ichiro, and especially what Ichiro did not only in Japan when he was a pro for 6 or 7 years before coming to America. If he would have came to America right when he became pro in Japan, he would have been the all-time hits leader. So, but all three of those guys, I didn't get to watch Pete a whole lot. I was born in '82. Obviously I've gone back and seen a lot of the games and whatnot, and seen the Big Red Machine. But obviously seen a lot of Tony Gwynn and a lot of Ichiro his whole career. 2-1 pitch. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. 16 homers and 39 ribbies so far here in 2024. 2-2 pitch. Randy with a laser towards third base, foul. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 count. Yeah, plus, my dad, and me, we met Sandy Koufax when I was 10, Griffey when I was 7, and Griffey Sr., Junior and Senior, and changed my life forever. There we go, Randy! Yes! Go, go, go! Go, Randy, go! Let's go. Randy with a double, baby. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Again, he had 2 double plays yesterday that he hit into, and the second one was a broken bat. And I was thinking a play like this was going to happen at some point today or tomorrow, and thank God we got it here tonight. There we go. Nice job, Randy. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Can he go yard again? Tridents up. Go for a homer on the right side and the left side. Let's go, Cal. I mean, if anybody could do it, it's Cal Raleigh here. Let's go. Come on, Cal. And he's already done it a few times in his career, hitting 2 home runs in the same game. And coincidentally, when he typically does it, it's from the right and the left, not necessarily both from the right side or both from the left side. I don't really know why. Usually it ends up being pitching changes, and it just so happens it's a lefty and then a righty, or a righty and a lefty later in the game. But we'll see what we can get here. Gets him to bait and chase on that one, low into the dirt by Foley. Great pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I agree. We do. Come on, baby. Cal. 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 Oh, he caught it. No way. No fucking way. He robbed the home run. Are you fucking shitting me? Parker Meadows, one of the best players on the Tigers that's up and coming, robbing a home run by Cal Raleigh. That would have been 4-3 Mariners. That was Julio Rodriguez-like. Wow. Griffey-like. Wow. Look at the extension. That would have been a homer for sure. Look at that. 4 feet above the wall, and he goes up at the high point and gets it. Wow. The Tigers might have just won the game on that play right there with that momentum. Incredible. Cal can't believe it. And again, if there's anybody that could hit a home run in that situation, it's our most clutch hitter on the team in the 7th inning and beyond, Cal Raleigh. And Raleigh normally does not get robbed of home runs like that. Like, we're talking maybe once or twice a year, and it just so happens it was right there. Wow. Parker Meadows, I mean, like I said, I already went into the game liking Parker. Now I like him even more. You know, I like his swagger. I like what he does in the box. And now he shows me that he's a gamer and he can do it in the outfield. Wow. I mean, you got a lot of guys that are going to be showing some up-and-coming potential, like Colt Keith. But I'll tell you what, right now, Matt Vierling might be the main guy in the lineup as we're waiting for Kerry Carpenter, to end up getting healthy for this team, and as well as Riley Green, the leader for hits, home runs and RBIs. But my goodness, if we're talking about the future and we're not talking about Spencer Torkelson, who's in AAA, this guy's a fucking man. Parker Meadows, lefty. He can do it all. Wow. Incredible. Can't believe that just fucking happened, but you can't hate on greatness. That was an amazing play for that young and upcoming player. Wow. Tough, man. No way. Fucking robbed. But again, sometimes you get players that make big plays. Nice job, Parker. I'm going to throw up another photo of Parker for that. Now, most Mariner fans would just be livid and talking shit, but we're not those people. See if I can find another one that's worthy. Is there another one that's worthy? Top of the ninth, 3-2 Tigers. Hernandez on the mound for the Mariners, who I like. And I see you, Parker Meadows. He might be my new favorite player here on the Tigers. And obviously, I got, much respect for the guys that are hurt right now, too, with Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green. And we'll see if Torkelson can get out of AAA hell and end up being a producing factor. But I really like lefties in sports. I met King Griffey Jr., lefty, got the autograph. Met Sandy Koufax, lefty, best hitter, best thrower of the baseball besides Steve Carlton and Randy Johnson as a lefty with Koufax. Man, Parker is something, man. I like him. 2-2 pitch to Jake Rogers on the corner, should have been strike three, but called a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah. Pitches outside for a walk. But again, I'm not going to be like most baseball streamers. Most baseball streamers are going to be incredibly biased for their players and team. They're going to talk shit about the rival or whoever's playing. And it's just kind of nice, when you can go somewhere where you can feel like accepted, even if you're like the away team and it's not, a Tigers live streamer, but I can, do a stream where, it can feel like a Tigers live stream and it can feel like a Mariners live stream. It's not just one and not the other, and I think that makes it more enjoyable for more people, I'm not sure if you can give up on him this early in his career, though. Do you really want to give up on like a top pick and just say, fuck it, he's done? I would hope that you give him at least a couple more chances before you give him the boot. No, we don't want him. You can keep him. I want to see him develop for your team. I want to see guys be able to, hit the wall and have some adversity and then come back, and then him being a 280 to 300 hitter and hitting 20 to 35 home runs. That's like what he could do. He could be a 250 to 300 hitter. He could be a guy to hit 20 to 35 home runs and get you 15 to 20 stolen bags. But again, maybe some fans have given up, like Cat King. I imagine there's quite a few Tiger fans that, But again, not every player is going to be able to develop right away. Some guys, it takes them 3, 4, 5 years in the farm system before they make it, and maybe they, played them too early. Maybe they should have had them in the, farm system for a few more years before calling them up instead of calling them up right away. And sometimes it's physical and sometimes it's mental. Wencel Perez, there with a walk, now runners at first and second. If we have any chance of being able to come back and tying or winning this game, we cannot give up any more runs. Wencel the first. Next up is Colt Keith, another lefty. up and coming. Not as good as Parker Meadows, but nice to be able to see another lefty try to establish himself in the lineup. Colt Keith. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. All right, we need 8 more likes to hit 50. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And I believe we're at 25, 75 to go to hit the goal. Go, baby. Come on, Hernandez. Pitch is low and at the dirt. 1-0 count. And the thing is like Hernandez is new. So again, I don't mind the walks with him, but now if it was someone like Taylor Saucedo, I'm already ripping my hair out. Or if it's like, one of those other guys like Trent Thornton. So anytime you get a new guy, you're going to have good times and you're going to have some struggles. But again, a lot of the other guys in the bullpen are already proven that they can't do it. So again, sometimes you got to give a little bit more leeway on someone that's new, that's been called up from the farm system, or someone that we recently got in a trade like Garcia and Chargois. So again, I'd rather go with some of the newer guys and, they'll go through the ups and downs, but I'd rather have them out there than the proven guys that can't fucking do it, like Sauce. He's terrible. Top of the ninth, 3-2 Tigers, runners at first and second. 2-1 pitch. Keith. Back to the wall. 1 away. Keith flied out to left. Perez the second. Rogers the third. Next up, left fielder Matt Vierling, and this is trouble. We got to make sure we find a way to get out of this. And you could argue that might be the most consistent player in the lineup right now, with the no Green and Carpenter in the lineup. But I really like Parker Meadows, and we'll see what Vierling can do here. No trade. You can keep him. We already have our problems with Julio this year and JP getting hurt and a lot of guys that can't bat 300. The last thing that we need is another guy that can't fucking hit, at least at this point in his career. We already have our own problems with guys that can't fucking hit on a regular basis. But at least with Robles, Arozarena, and Turner added to the lineup while JP and Julio are recovering from injuries, once those guys come back and they can feed off the momentum of our new guys, then we're really going to be in business. And we might be able to make a deep run. 2-0 pitch to Vierling. In there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. 197 average, 4 homers and 30 ribbies for Vierling with runners in scoring position. We need a double play bad, baby. We need that DP. Good game. With all things considered. 3-2 game with 3 home runs. I don't think anyone anticipated that, but we did anticipate low scoring. 3 runs or less, especially with Kirby and Skoo on the mound. And then Rogers is home, 4-2 Tigers, and you guys might have just won the game right there. That was like ripping out the heart, Mortal Kombat with Kano. Finish him. That might have been it right there. And we had lost yesterday 4-2, and now we're going to need a miracle in the bottom of the ninth to try to tie it up. That's tough. Nice job, Tigers. I think we will. I mean, obviously it's going to be a hard thing to do, but as soon as we get JP and Julio back, that'll help us a little bit more. Not the best start there for Hernandez, but it's not like we're going to put in Andres Munoz when we're down 3-2. So another shitty thing, when you end up wanting to bring in your best guy at the end, but you're only going to bring in your best guy when the game is usually when you're ahead or when it's tied, not when you're down. And when you have to bring in someone else that's new and unproven, but you like him, sometimes it works out, and sometimes in certain situations it does not work out, and the Tigers made us pay right there. 4-2 Detroit. We have to try to win tomorrow, man. But again, sometimes we're only going to win 1 out of 3 like Boston, and sometimes we're going to win 2 out of 3 against the Phillies, So sometimes, teams that you think that you're going to sweep or win 2 out of 3, you only win 1 or none. And sometimes in the ones that you think you're going to win a bunch, you don't. Sometimes you think you're going to win none, you win 2 out of 3, like against the Phillies. So Again, not ideal. And again, it shows you how important Turner, Robles and Arozarena are. And you got to have other guys step up. And it can't always be Cal every night either. But a big part of us losing this matchup is probably right here. Looking at this lineup. After the main four guys, Robles, Arozarena, Raleigh, and Turner, you got Polo, Demo, Haniger, Garver, Rivas. Are those the best five guys to add to Robles, Arozarena, Raleigh, and Turner? And the answer is no. You probably should have had Luke Raley playing today and Rojas and Jason Vossler. So you got three guys that are better than the other five that are out there. If you want to keep Polo and Demo, fine. But Haniger, Garver, and Rivas shouldn't be playing today after we lost yesterday 4-2. And we still probably lose 4-2 with Skubal on the mound. But if you end up having Vossler, Rojas, Raley, maybe that gives us one more run, maybe even two. And then right now we're down 4-3, or maybe we're tied 4-4. But I'll tell you what, you have a better chance to produce with Rojas, Raley, and Vossler than you do with fucking Haniger, Garver, and Rivas. Right? Next up is Madris. Gotta get out of this inning. Fly Madris in the box. Top of the ninth, runners on the corners on first and third with one out. And now we got Trent Thornton in. Yeah, I still think we're going to win the division, even though that we have gone through some ups and some downs. My prediction at the beginning of the year was 90 to 95. Reflect was thinking 100 to 105, but I figured we would hit a wall at some point, before the trade deadline and then after. But hopefully we can, get things going against the Mets, and we can win tomorrow if we lose here today. We got to win at least one. We can't lose 3 games to fucking Detroit. It's not like you guys are the White Sox or like the A's, but sometimes when you play down to the competition and the other team plays well, you get punched in the mouth, and that's what happened. We need 9 more likes to get to 50. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, we're at 42, 8 more, and we're at 25, 75 to go to hit the goal. Runners on the corners on the top of the ninth, 4-2 Detroit. 1-2 pitch to Bly Madris. Throw to first, safe. One-two pitch. Got him. There we go. Nice punch out there for Trent Thornton. Out number 2. Next up, third baseman Gio Urshela. Yeah, but even though you guys are below 500, you're only 6 games back. You sweep the Mariners, then you're only a few more games. You win here today, you're at 55. You win tomorrow, you're at 56. Then you're only 4 games back. And there's another hit. And Perez scores. Throw is late. 6-2 Tigers. Now the game is over. And that's game. That's what happens when you don't have Andres Munoz at the end, and you end up having all these relievers that aren't good. Thornton and Saucedo and Bazardo and Austin both. And, pretty much go up and down the line. If it's not Garcia and if it's not Andres Munoz or Santos, I don't have no faith in a lot of these guys. Like Chargois was pretty good. Snyder was pretty good, but both Hernandez, Thornton shit the bed. And it shows you how important the bullpen is. It's a killer. You can try to keep up, with your hitters and your starting pitcher, but if you don't got good bullpen guys to rotate in and you only got an 8th inning guy and a 9th inning guy, you're fucked. You got like 6, 7, 8 guys in the bullpen, and if you only got 2 out of the 8 that are good, you are fucked. Capital F. Another fucking hit. But Meadows is the man, so he's already on an emotional and physical high after robbing that home run. For him to get another hit right there, no surprise. And MVP today, Parker Meadows, as well as Skoo and Jake Rogers and Wencel Perez coming up with homers. But again, a lot of Mariner fans can't handle this. You know, I've been a fan since 85, didn't make the playoffs for 20 plus years, and I can still be passionate about the team as if we made it the last 20 years instead of not making it. So again, you have to be battle tested. You can't get too emotional, and you have to realize it's a 162 game season, and hopefully we'll get at least one win tomorrow for the Mariners and the Tigers. And we play tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll start at 6:30. The game is at 6:40. And we got our stud, our number 3 pitcher, Brian Wu, on the mound. And you guys haven't decided who you're pitching yet. Urshela going home. He's out. And the inning is over, but the damage is done. Now we need 4 runs to be able to tie it up, 5 to win. Nice job by the Tigers. But you just wanted it to be a little bit, closer. Like we wanted the game to be 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th, and then to see if we could actually, find a way with Skoo and his great pitching, right? But unfortunately, the bullpen cannot do the job. First 2 guys did, the last 2 did not, and now instead of a 3-2 game, it's 6-2, and it's over. But it is what it is. Now I got to hope that we can get 1 or 2 runs and we can lose 6-3 or 6-4 instead of just giving up and being 6-2. Because if we get a run or 2 in this bottom of the 9th, that'll give us some momentum going into tomorrow, even though that we lost this game. So, but there are miracles that have happened, right? We're not likely to happen tonight, but you never know. Next up, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and a K, Justin Turner. Batting second baseman, Jorge Polanco. And batting third baseman Dylan Moore, unless that will be Hollywood Josh Rojas or Luke Raleigh or Jason Bossler if they end up doing a pinch hitting situation for maybe Polo and Demo. We'll see. Yeah, the game that we should have won is yesterday's game if the bat's going to come alive. Anytime you're playing the best pitcher in baseball, you're probably losing. And again, if you were going to win, you would have to get 7 runs or more. And we've done that, since we picked up Robles, Arozarena, and Turner. But obviously not tonight. Not enough, back-to-back hits out of our lineup. And again, shitty lineup. Polo, Demo, Haniger, Garver, Rivas going against the best pitcher in baseball. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. 4 good hitters and 5 not very good hitters on a consistent basis. I mean, sometimes Polo's good, sometimes Demo is good, but Haniger, Garver, and Rivas are very, very minimal. We're talking 1 for 4, and that might be a success. Polo and Demo can go 2 for 4, but even that is going to be once in a while. It's just, that's Scott Service for you. Bad lineup. Now Hannafy is in against Justin Turner. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Let's get to 50 likes, and let's see if we can get a few more donos in on the dono train before the game ends. 1-0 pitch to Turner. Pitch is on the corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's go, JT. What you do now will carry over into tomorrow, baby. Let's go. The former Dodger, Red Sox, Blue Jay, and now Mariner. Here we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Someone still is trying, and I like that. Nice job, Justin Turner. Everyone else might have packed up and ready to go home, but we're trying to get it going here. Next up, second baseman Jorge Polanco. And this would be a great opportunity for an unexpected 2-run home run to make it 6-4. And even if we lose, that'll be a success here at the end of the game. Yeah, but the main reason that they ended up doing it is because it was a left-handed pitcher, and they didn't want Luke Raleigh as a left-handed batter. And even though he was the only one to hit a home run, I think that that type of metric is bullshit. I think that's the only bullshit metric in baseball. If you got a good left-handed hitter and it's a left-handed pitcher, you keep him. You don't put in a guy at righty that's been struggling, thinking he's going to turn it around. I think that concept is stupid. Double play. There it is. Polo with a double play. All right, we're going to our last batter here. Third baseman, Dylan Moore. 0 for 3. Hopefully he can make it 1 for 4. Yeah, of course, right? Yeah, but you can kind of feel it if the game is going to be it. Like, you're not going to get any more runs. You might get a hit or two, but it feels like the game is going to be a 6-2 final. Like it's done, We lost 4-2. We lost 6-2 with Skubal on the mound. And we just got to pray that Brian Wu is magnificent tomorrow and your pitching is not, and we can hit 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And if we do that, we're going to win tomorrow. Two more likes to get to 45. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. 7 more to 50. 1-2 pitch to Demo. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But again, we can't win with only 5 hits and 2 runs and an error. When they get 6 runs, 13 hits and no errors, and we give up home runs, to the 1 hole and the 9 hole with Wenzel Perez in the beginning of the game, Jake Rogers late in the game, and then Parker Meadows robbing a home run. I mean, they played better. And again, sometimes if you play down to the competition, then you end up getting punched in the mouth, and that's what's happened in these last 2 games. We played the Red Sox, who might be a wild card team. Then we played the Phillies, who might be a World Series champion. And then to go against a team like this, you have to give that same type of energy. The Mariners did not, and we paid the price for it. Big swing and a miss, and that is the game. Tough one. But Cat King, always a pleasure to be able to have someone on a rival fan base come through to enjoy your team, get a victory here on the channel. And hopefully we'll see you back, not just when the Tigers play the Mariners, but if you end up having a day off from the Tigers and you're looking for someone to hang out with and watch baseball, maybe we'll see you around. But I appreciate all the love and the respect. And final score, Detroit Tigers 6, Seattle Mariners 2. But one thing that I can say for sure, I got a new favorite player on the Detroit Tigers, and it's not Matt Vierling, Wenzel Perez, or Jake Rogers. It's this guy right here, Parker Meadows. And I can't wait to follow the career, not only for the rest of 2024, but beyond. And now I'm going to keep my eye on Parker Meadows for your Detroit Tiger team. Nice job, man. Tough one for the Mariner fan base. But again, we'll be live tomorrow, same time, same place. And we're going to have my boy, Brian Wu, on the mound. And I think we're going to have a good chance tomorrow. And again, maybe the Tigers will be a little bit lackluster. They already feel they're playing with house money. They already won the first 2 games. So if they lose tomorrow, they don't give a shit. So hopefully they'll be a little bit relaxed. We'll be able to, play with our backs against the wall. And hopefully Brian Wu can pitch us to victory, because we're going to need him. Big facts. We can't get swept by the Tigers, especially if we're trying to get to 90 wins and to beat the Astros for the division. But this is our 3rd best pitcher. He's better than Luis Castillo, better than Bryce Miller. Not as good as Kirby or Logan Gilbert, the All-Star this year. But again, he's got good numbers, and I'm hoping that he can bring that electricity tomorrow. Yeah, and I hope you guys get better as well. Yeah, we don't get swept. So hopefully we'll end up bringing it. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I'm going to go take my Paisley pup for a walk and eat some dinner, and hopefully things will get better. Captain Oreo, keep your head up. And Cat King, great to have you. And again, it's a long, long season, and hopefully we can play a little bit better. But remember, if the game that we were going to win, it would have been yesterday. Not when the best pitcher in baseball is on the mound. You had to have anticipated this was the hardest matchup as far as pitching duels are concerned all year. Skubal, the number 1 pitcher. So, again, it could have been 3-2, ended up being 6-2, but we'll see what happens. But I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Orion, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.